do you pass up the opportunity to spit blood in Joan Baez's face? I've read Mark Twain. I've read Huckleberry Finn. I think I earned the right to go on the internet and see a guy get a chainsaw in the face. Dude, my dad was drunk and my mom was dealing with it. Guess what? I got raised by Cookie Monster. My cock looks like it's been in a hockey league. Time my stupidity. It's at the speed of goddamn light. I got a multiple clocks.
Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy? Podcast. That looks good in the blue lines, boy. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, right? That's what we say to ourselves with the Village People, and I think Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner's in that movie as a dude back then. Now he's a lady. Or at least he's a dude who looks like a lady. No, he's a lady, right? He got the whole thing fucking whacked, right? Isn't he got the fake plumbing? They hollowed him out from the middle and they stuffed the vagina inside of him, whatever they did. They hollowed out a grapefruit and jammed it between his legs, whatever the fuck happened to Caitlyn or Bruce or whatever the fuck their name is now. Is it they? I don't know what the pronouns are. Look, I have problems with pronouns. I don't have any problems with pronouns. I just don't want to fuck them up. I don't want to misgender. I don't want to misidentify anybody. If you're a lady now, good for you. If you're a guy, enjoy yourself. I don't know. I don't know how to fucking say it. You can be whatever you want to be. That's it. It's, you know what? This is like Romper Room, man. Get the mirror and hold it up in front of your face and just go, I see Tawny and Caitlyn and Bruce, and I see Bruce being Caitlyn, and I see Caitlyn turning into Bruce. That's fucking perfect. I gotta be honest, man. There was so much estrogen in that house. I don't even think Caitlyn wanted to be Bruce or Bruce wanted to be Caitlyn. He just turned into Caitlyn. And now he's a lady because the estrogen was rampant in that goddamn house. Look at those fucking Kardashian sisters just oozing it, sweating it. It's coming out of their pores, for fuck's sake. Yeah, you can't even get, I bet if you touched one of them, you just immediately, your hand would have a manicure. That's how ladylike all of them are. That's how a Courtney handles her business, how a Chloe, she's a Bigfoot though. And then of course there's Kim, who's phenomenally hot. Look, I'm not judging their personalities. I'm not saying, oh, I'd love to have a conversation with the Kardashians. Although there's a show. How about that? And what is it, Catching Up with the Kardashians? I think that's the show now. But if you call it Conversations with the Kardashians, then there you go. Then you sit down, because isn't Kim becoming a lawyer now? Isn't she getting people taken off death row? Didn't I hear that? She went and met with Trump. And here's my favorite part. Everybody's like that she went with Trump, and they're like, oh my God, she's a humanitarian. Look what she did. Did you think Trump was not going to meet with her? Did you think Trump at any point was going to go, no, who's that? One of those attention whores who everybody pays attention to? I couldn't possibly relate to her. Don't have her come into the White House. Hey, is she the girlfriend of that wingnut who fucking shook my hand and hugged me and then wore my fucking hat and tried to sell an album and a bunch of fucking shoes by saying he loved me? And then all of a sudden he got pulled out on a goddamn stretcher and did a concert in a fucking garden somewhere? Yeah, I think that's that guy. Look, and I'm not saying that Kim and Donald didn't get along and have a wonderful conversation, and they took Rosa Parks whoever the fuck out of jail. I don't know who it was. It was some scholar. That's the thing. It's not. And look, there's so many people in jail now that need to be let out of jail because of this fucking weed thing. Who's with me? Everybody, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're sure. If you're using Sure deodorant, is that a deodorant or a soap? I don't know if that's still around anymore. Is Sure deodorant still around? There are products that, like when I was a kid, I don't even know if they exist anymore. There was a fucking shampoo called Yuckadoo. Yuccaadew, not Yuccado. No, Yucca, Yucca, or like Yucca. Maybe it was Yuckadoo. Could have been Yuckadoo. Could have been Yabba Dabba Doo. I don't fucking know. I didn't use the shit. I was too busy using Suave because it was cheap. My mom would buy Suave, or you'd get. I guess I had dandruff as a kid, but I don't know if it was dandruff as much as I had just dry scalp because I had so much hair. And when you're a kid, you don't shower often enough. You know what I mean? You're fucking 10 or 11, and you're scratching your head. And the next thing you know, piles of your skin are falling into your lap, and you're like, "What the fuck's happening to me, man?" And then your mom is too cheap to get Head and Shoulders, so she gets Selsun Blue, which is just a fucking... Dude, don't use that shit. I don't even care if you have dandruff. Don't use Selsun Blue or Head and Shoulders. Just use regular shampoo and hope. That's all you got to do. Use regular shampoo and cross your fingers. That's how I think you should handle your business going forward regarding any sort of dandruff. Because Selsun Blue and Head and Shoulders... They just, you know what Head and Shoulders looks like? It just looks like blue Pepto-Bismol, and you're going to scrub that into your fucking scalp. That's what you're going to do with yourself? And I guess it makes sense because your scalp is throwing up skin flakes, so you're going to go ahead and jam Selsun Blue or Head and Shoulders down the gullet right there and keep it fucking in place. I always wondered that too, is like, because you have dandruff. And regular shampoo doesn't help it, but Selsun Blue and Head and Shoulders do. But is it really shampoo that helps your dandruff, or is it like glue that's gluing your dandruff back to your fucking head? That's the only thing I can think of. Was it like more gluey, like more sticky, and somehow it wouldn't let your scalp separate from your skull? Because that's all dandruff is. You're just scratching your way right down to your skull. Eventually, if you know what, don't use Selsun Blue and don't use Head and Shoulders and just keep scratching your scalp, and eventually you'll hit bone, and then your dandruff problem is gone. Then you're fine. And once you keep scratching your head and you hit bone, you're fine, baby. You don't need to buy anything special. Buy some fucking Bon Ami and polish up that skull. Just go ahead and get a fucking one of those claws you use to polish your bowling ball and just do the fucking top of your head. That's how you make it work. My mom bought Selsun Blue when I was a kid, and even then I remember that envy of a rich person, poor person just being like, hey man, I would really love to get some kind of fucking name brands in here. Although even worse would be like if your mom bought like the off-brand, just like dandruff shampoo. Not even Selsun Blue, not even the glory. I couldn't even bask in the glory of Selsun Blue. Instead, I had to deal with just like, blue fudge. That's what you had to put into your head. Blue fudge, because it formed all of your dandruff into a loaf, and it kept it right there in your scalp so you weren't shining bone at everybody. And believe me, I'd been suspended from school for shining bone at everybody. That's not good for anyone. How did we get talking about dandruff? I don't even know. Because we were talking about the Kardashians, and then look what happened. Where we segued off into Selsun Blue. Selsun Blue, weeping like a willow. Yeah. Hi, Neil. How are you? Doesn't he have dementia or some shit now? I heard he like left the road because he can't remember lyrics or whatever the fuck. And when you're that dude, you don't need to remember your fucking lyrics. Literally, just walk out there in your rhinestone jumpsuit, point at the crowd, and they'll sing everything. I talked to a buddy of mine. He went and saw Don McLean. Do you know who that is? He's the American Pie idiot. He sings that, and also he sings about fucking, who did he sing about? Fucking Vincent Van Gogh. What's the name of that song? Vincent, probably, now that I think about it. It's a starry, starry night. Isn't that fucking song? Oh, that sounded weird. Hold on. I got to try that again. Hold on. Starry, starry night. Ooh, grim. I am not a singer. Like, that's why I got David, all right? He goes in, he jumps in, and he does all the fucking music and all that bullshit, and I can't, because it's not for me. That's not my forte. That's not my Matt Forte. That's not my number 22. That's not my Chicago Bears / New York Jets / signing with the Bears to retire as a Bear, okay? That's just not me. But I'll do it. It doesn't mean I won't sing, as you know from hearing previous shows. I'll bust out a tune. I remember earlier we did Thank God It's Friday. That's me and the Village People and fucking Valerie Perrine and our boy Caitlin. Man, and our boy Caitlin, lady Caitlin. Although, like I said, I'm not even sure if she got the plumbing fixed or anything like that. Didn't she? It was like Bruce Jenner, like, wait, what a weird fucking life. Dude, people have such bananas lives. Like, I tell you stories, and I'm out of stories. That's why the show's a fucking day late. I got no more stories to tell you guys. I mean, everything. When I started the show, as I've talked about before, I had 40 years to draw from of stories. And now I'm 51, and I'm talking about shit I did tonight. And that's not even a joke. Literally, the thing I'm going to tell you about happened tonight. And by tonight, I mean Thursday night. I could have done this show Thursday daytime, but then I was like, well, why don't you go out Thursday night and try to create something, see what the fuck will happen, and we'll do the best I can with the scraps I can pull out of this fucking scenario. But in my life, I beat up a car, and then and I put my head through a painting. Somebody name checked me on that today, because I did a Facebook chat today on Thursday and on the fan club page. Because whenever I don't do a podcast on time, again, here's how I feel, and you know this. You run with this and take it for all it's fucking worth. I think you're all going to leave. I think if I don't put out a podcast the day it's supposed to come out, everybody will now quit. The Patreon will fold. Nobody will want to be my friend or listen to me anymore because they won't enjoy the things that I have to say. And I wouldn't blame you. Well, I'd be sad. I'd blame myself, certainly, but at the same time, I would hope that you wouldn't fucking, just fucking desert me in that time of need. But I say I hope you wouldn't, but in my brain, I think you would. So, I felt bad about not putting a fucking podcast out on time. And so I went ahead and I did a live chat on Facebook, and I only talked for like 20 minutes or something like that. One time I did an hour and a half, and it was so funny. The last time that happened, the podcast was late or something, and I did an hour and 15-minute chat on Facebook, and everybody's like, this could have been the podcast. You do realize that? I'm like, yes, I could fucking realize that. At the same time, I'm getting feedback from you on the screen, so I can interact with you on the screen. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing I've done. I've grossly, well, not even grossly, I've just overestimated how much I got in me to churn out. Every day I'm doing the live streams, and I wind up talking to people for an hour before a game starts, and which is fun, and I love doing it. It's my favorite thing. But then it comes time to do the podcast, and I'm like, oh, all right, I already talked to everybody, but I didn't really talk to anybody. I told you I talked to like 30, 40 people in the Twitch stream, which is not like now where I'm talking to thousands, which is great, and I'm happy for that. And people, they reach out to me and they're like, hey, when's the podcast? And I'm like, hey, soon. It's supposed to be out on Thursday. And I totally get that. And I do apologize to you again. And so I did live Facebook chat. And what the fuck was I going to say? Somebody asked me about something, right? Was there something I was thinking about? I was going to bring up something that somebody asked me within the confines of the Facebook. The podcast? No, fuck. Who knows? Who cares? I did a Facebook chat today. Go look it up. It was on the Facebook fan club page, which exists. It's the Westside 86 Jokers page right there on Facebook. Go ahead and pull it up, and you'll see posts from everybody, clips of my Twitch. You'll see the live chat that I did in my house inside my green apartment, and then everybody. This is my favorite thing. God, and I love you guys. This is something I really love about all of you. You actually care. Like we always see that thing, you care, everybody cares, but you do, and you remember things, and you actually, I just think I'm talking to a fucking void half the time because I'm just sitting in my goddamn living room / dining room / desk / control room, and I think nobody knows what I'm saying, and nobody cares what the fuck I'm saying, and that's silly. I talk myself into that because it's such fucking bullshit, and I know that. But today, when I did the live chat, our great friend Liana Dixon showed up, and other lovely people, Bonnie showed up, and other cool people showed up, and they said. This made me laugh. I told you about the workman who came in and fucking went to fix my bathroom, and he took the toilet out and he fucked up the wall in doing so. Like, the wall behind the toilet was just fucking, it's just, it's all crushed. The plaster's all fucked up, and then the sealant in my bathtub is coming off. So I talked about it on the show last week, and that's great. Everybody, but to me, this stuff just goes fucking out of my mouth and into whatever the fuck. And then today, when I was on the live chat on Facebook, people are like, hey, let's see your toilet. And then other people are like, yeah, your toilet. Let's check out your toilet and see what's going on. And that is, goddamn, you guys are the greatest. The fact that you, not only did you listen to me talk about it, but then you're just like, yeah, man, let's totally see that horrible wall. And I'm like, all right, man, let's go take a look at a horrible wall. And I just take you guys in the bathroom. And in my brain, I'm just like, you're humoring me. Nobody really wants to see that my toilet's all fucked up, but everybody's very nice, and they say, no, dude, I hope everything's okay in your house. But I talk about how, so I've got, that's the thing, is I tell you about a broken wall. That's all I've got now. I've done things in the past where I've done, that's what I was going to talk about, was in the live chat on Facebook. Somebody said, I just listened to you tell the story about destroying that party, and it's one of my favorite stories. And I laughed because I'll tell a story, and then I forget that I've talked about that story. And then I wind up repeating it like a goddamn doddering old man. I mean, some of the stories are, I remember the party story, certainly, but they have it brought up because there are certain ones that everybody brings up all the time. Listen to me just reminiscing like a dick. Hi, I'm glad you tuned in to hear me jerk off a day late. Listen to me stroke my cock about my old stories. Idiot, shut up. Try to bring other things to life, Mike. Try to grab people by the hand and drag them into your world the way it is today. Because again, like I said, I'm not a fucking Bruce / Caitlyn Jenner. Look at that fucking life. Wins a gold medal, gets on a Wheaties box, fucks a Kardashian, gets a pussy, and kills somebody. There you go. Boom. I mean, that's fucking, you could dine out on that for the rest of your goddamn life. Caitlyn Jenner could have a podcast, and maybe already does. And but although I hope not with that voice. Oh my Christ, you know what? That's the one thing they can't get right. When you're flipping the script and becoming a lady or a man, there's always a thing that they can't do correctly. And I don't know how, Manda lady, getting the vagina or whatever the fuck. I know they do that. They don't they take your dick and they cut it in half and they turn it inside out. Whatever the fuck. I don't even know. I don't know what they did to Caitlyn. I guess she's a lady. I mean, and not I guess. She is totally a lady, and that's fine. But then that voice, you hear it and you're just like, ooh, that's holy fuck, goddamn. That's just, and because again, no matter what, you might have a clarinet body, but you got a bassoon voice. That's what's happening. You're just like, you can walk in and be like, everybody's like, va 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 voom, look at the legs on that chick. And then she's like, hi. And you're like, oh no, because they can't do the vocal cords right. And I don't think the pills and stuff like that go ahead and fix it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And look, we are in new times and everybody's woke. And like I say, be who you want to be who you are. It's not even who you want to be. I'm not saying people are like, oh, I'm choosing to be a lady. No, you are a lady inside, and then you just want to change the outside, and good for you. And I love you, and I hope everything is great for you. So please don't, take my shorthand here and the fun that I'm having as I talk with thinking that I'm disrespecting anybody or thinking that they shouldn't be a lady at this point. Let's all be ladies. How about that? Everybody be a lady. You know, what do I say? Luck, be a lady tonight. How about that? Luck, you want to be a dude? Pack that dick between your legs, go ahead and tuck, and be a lady tonight. Luck, how about you? And so, like I said, I don't know if Caitlyn has but she's got all the stories. I can't hope to compete with that. That would be the podcast that you would have if you were Caitlyn. You'd just be, you'd literally come on every time and you'd be like, yeah, and then I killed a chick. Whoa, hold on, Caitlyn. Hey, I became a lady. I bought a dress and I got a pussy and then I ran somebody over. Whoa, Caitlyn, how you doing? Hey, I banged a Kardashian. Oh, that's good. And then I became a lady. What? And then I murdered somebody. Hold on a second. Let's slow the train down here. You're kind of giving away the plot all in one episode at that point. I feel if you're a Caitlyn Jenner, you need to stretch that out over at least a season. You got to figure that year one. You got to spend year one, literally the first 10 episodes of year one. If you're Caitlyn Jenner, if you're doing the 50-year-old lady, or she's 60 now, I don't know. If you're doing like the 60-year-old girl podcast and you're Caitlyn Jenner, literally the first 10 episodes have to be training for the decathlon and then running the decathlon, right? Don't you got to reminisce about that stuff? You got to tell people about you wearing shorts and how in your brain you're like, well, I kind of thought I was a lady, but then I did the hurdles and everything was fine, and then I won the fucking gold medal, and then I was swinging a flag around, and the next thing you know, I'm in a Wheaties box and everybody loves me, and then I'm doing commercials, and then holy fuck, the Village people call, and I'm in with Valerie Perrine doing Thank God It's Friday. Thank God It's Friday. I say that because I want your dog to howl again. So there you go. There's your first 10 episodes. You're just like, well, not even. You got to talk about the stuff from the beginning of your life too. If you're Caitlyn Jenner, because this Caitlyn, and again, I don't follow the story very closely. I just know that she went from pants to skirt. That's all I fucking know. All right. Well, I mean, I know the other things. I know fucking decathlon. I know gold medal. I know Wheaties. I know Kardashians, and I know now tampons, whatever the fuck. So, which is fine. Good for her. But did she always think she was a lady? That's what I'm wondering. Has she always been a lady inside, even when she was in the decathlon? Because we know she started getting the treatments on her fucking head. She did the decathlon at 76, and then she wound up doing Thank God It's Friday, and I'm going to guess 78. That's my guess, was 78. And then next thing I know, she was on some kind of fucking infomercial where she was trying to sell me one of those fucking bullshit things. Hey, you want to dehydrate beets? Here's a man lady to tell you how. And then, they bring her out and you're like, Jesus Christ, who's that? And it's like decathlon winner Bruce Jenner. You're like, wow, hold on. Let me ask you something. In the old days, they didn't have those big foam pits when you do the pole vault. Did you possibly pole vault and land into a pile of makeup? Because what the fuck happened to your head? But who knows? I mean, and again, I love you and good for you. And I hope that you're happy being who you are. Finally, I'm glad you've burst out of your shell. I'm glad you've burst out of your masculine shell to embrace your ladylike countenance. And I'm glad that you're happy and everybody's happy for you. That's the way it should be. And I'll tell you what, here's why I'll never question anyone who transitions. All right, I'm going to say this now. And again, this could be controversial, but what the fuck? We're already here now. Anybody who transitions, and look, anybody who transitions from lady to man, good for you. I hope it works out well for you. And you are the person you want to be and you are happy. But anybody who transitions from man to lady, and again, when I say transitions, that means they start wearing the clothes and maybe they get the surgery or living their life as a woman. They take the pills, they get the boobs, they get all that stuff. All right. And look, I could be simplifying this in a way that I because I don't know, man. I can't even fucking, again, all I want is for people to be happy and you should be cool to everybody. That's it. I'm not going to claim to understand shit. I don't know what the fuck is happening all over the world. I couldn't possibly, I don't know. You want to talk to me about Israel and Palestine? Okay. And then I'm just going to look at you and just shake my head because I don't have a fucking clue. I don't have a fucking clue, man. And I'm the last guy you want to talk to. It's funny. One of the reasons, honestly, I waited a day to do this fucking show was yesterday. All I wanted to rant about was abortion. I wanted to talk about abortion, fucking Georgia and Alabama and fucking Missouri and all this other bullshit. And then in my head, I was like, is that the smartest thing to do? Really, is that what you want to do? You want to open up the microphone and go, excuse me, everybody, here comes stupid Mike to pontificate about some stuff that doesn't matter to fucking anybody else but him. Or actually, let me rephrase that. Here comes stupid Mike to pontificate about a bunch of stuff that really doesn't affect his body at all. But then I see women are like, please be allies and speak the fuck out. And I'm again, I feel it's if everybody's like, well, what are your personal feelings, Mike? And I'd be like, hey, you know what? My personal feelings, you shouldn't fucking ask me. My personal feelings are the joke I did on stage 20 fucking years ago when I said if men can have abortions, they'd have them at fucking drive-thrus. Literally, they would put a beer in your hand, you put your feet in the stirrups, and you'd be in and out of there in 15 fucking minutes. They would have found a way to do it super fucking quick. So don't even. And so men shouldn't even be able to fucking tell ladies what to do. And I see all these men fucking rampaging, and they're just saying stuff like, well, what if we want to be the father of a child and the lady decides to kill it? It's like, dude, these are conversations you should have before you fucking stick your dick in somebody, all right? Make sure you talk to someone. And everybody does that thing about duplicitousness. Well, the lady traps a guy and she does it. Dude, quit fucking trying to... That's the thing. Everybody gets pigeonholed except dudes. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, what about white men and all the fucking crimes of the century? Yes, because they are, motherfucker, they are. They bought and sold people like fucking cattle. They force women to have babies. Fucking rape and incest. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you know what? You got to carry your rapist's baby. Well, I got news for you, man. Abortion may be illegal, but fucking stairs are still very legal in Alabama. So if somebody rapes some chick and she has a baby, guess what, baby? Kamikaze from the second floor, swan dive to the street. I'm gonna go on fucking Ted Nugent on that one. And I know it was the 7th floor, but I don't want to kill the chick. I just want to kill the fucking extra baggage that she's carrying that she's going to deliver for fucking raping Jones. God damn, I'm fucking mad. All right, so, but again, you don't want to hear that from me. Everybody wants to hear me be funny. They want to hear me tell fun stories about putting my head through a painting, right? Nobody wants to hear me tell a story about putting my head through a lady's womb and having a baby die. That's fucking an awful story. Nobody wants to hear that. But you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to volunteer my services. That's who I am now as a guy. I'm going to be that dude. If you're pregnant and you want me to smash my head through your womb like a goddamn painting so I can give you some sort of weird head abortion, I'm happily going to do that. Whatever you need. I'm volunteering my services. I actually looked into... All right. I looked into walk-in chicks at Planned Parenthood. But it's really not a problem here in California. You know what I mean? Like, I looked into Burbank, and then there's Van Nuys. And I called, and it's an 800 number. You know what I mean? So they don't have any fucking answers for you. But I should just go. I should go to the clinic and ask if you guys need me to hang out and fucking help people out. But at the same time, how fucking creepy and weird is that? Hey, excuse me, you don't know me, but I was just driving by and saw the sign. Could I possibly walk these girls into the abortion room? Not unlike a homecoming court. They could put their arm in mine. I'll pin a flower on their dress and I'll walk them in safely so that they can put their legs up and get rid of this fucking mistake. I don't know, man. I don't fucking have any clue. I don't know what's happening in this world. I don't know when anybody gives a fuck what I think about what's happening in this world. And yet that's the problem. Everybody got a fucking megaphone. So they're like, excuse me, point of parliamentary procedure. The lady, when she's carrying the embryo, is the size of peanuts. Shut up. Nobody fucking cares, Tweed. You know, make a fucking walk. Hang your fucking Ivy League tie up. Bang your pipe on the heel of your fucking Ouijan. And just sit this one out. Just sit it out. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not even saying sit the fuck down. Sit this one out. You want to pipe up occasionally when you've got a fucking, like I said, put your bow tie on and pontificate and stroke your fucking mustache and cough up your goddamn hickory smelling smoke from whatever the pipe thing you're inhaling. If it's going to be about space or some bullshit like that, then we want to hear from intellectuals. But if it's going to be just about ladies and their bodies, just sit this one the fuck out. And let anybody with tits step to the microphone, please. Can we do that? And that's probably reductive, and I don't mean it to be, but at the same fucking time, it's like, that's who matters. You know what? Plumbing fucking matters. If you want somebody to work on your plumbing, you don't call a fucking electrician. So get somebody who knows plumbing. And ladies know their plumbing, and they know about babies, they know about wombs, and they know about the little kid who lives in their stomach and what the fuck happens there. And Jesus fucking Christ, man, leave these people alone. Can we just do that? Quit trying to make people live according to your make-believe fucking coloring book, please. With all the guys with the fucking beards and the sandals and the begat, and the fucking Jesus and the nonsense, and they're all mad at Mary Magdalene and whoever the fuck else. You know what? You know what the Bible was good for? A musical. That was it. It was good for a fucking musical. And it was good for a fucking interlude musical. There you go. Hosanna, Hazanna, Schmitty, Schmitty, Schmidt, Schmitty, Schmidt, Schmitty, Schmidt, Schmidt, Schmidt. That's me. Ha ha ha, yeah. That's all it was good for. Don't fucking open that shit up and try to tell me how to live my life in 2019 because it's not going to apply at all to anyone. And even if you're telling me, I don't give a fuck if you're telling me because I like literally the thing I want to do all the time now. And I don't have the time to respond to these motherfuckers, but I want to so badly. I want to dive into these fucking guys on Twitter. Whenever they're like, so I saw somebody today, they were quoting scripture, and they're just like, this is not to be hassled out. This is not men deciding your fate. This is the almighty creator of life itself, and he is the one you will have to answer to. And I'm going to go, great, Jan. Then why don't you fucking get off Twitter and let somebody live their fucking life? Quit trying to judge somebody through the prism of your fucking bullshit coloring book, because you know what? You don't get to tell anybody how to live their fucking life just because you want to live your life that way. Again, you want to live your life that way? That's totally fine. You want to have babies, all the babies? You want to get raped and get incested and go ahead and have all the fucking kids? Good for you. Enjoy it. Have a whole brood of children you don't want to fucking appreciate or love, and have a government that doesn't want to pay for them when they get into fucking school. Jesus fuck, man. But don't tell anybody else how to live their goddamn life unless you're willing to go ahead and pony up some money or help them the fuck out. Because that's another thing. You are now just fucking, this is literally another poor tax. It's another thing when they're going after fucking people. I always read these stories all the time about how, Walmart is coming to town and they're crushing these fucking local businesses, and then Walmart fucking bails on these small places and nobody can get fucking fresh vegetables. There's all these towns where nobody can get fresh vegetables. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like a problem at first, but then if you really think about it in the abstract, it's like people have to drive 20 miles to get cauliflower. And I know if you're like, well, I fucking hate cauliflower, that's totally fine. But if you're just, the only fucking thing you can eat in your fucking small shit town is fucking Taco Bell or cans of fucking sodium-filled goddamn canned chunky soup, you're gonna die, man. It's just a poor people tax. Making them fucking drive 25 miles to get a goddamn apple is fucked. You can't do this to poor people, just like you can't tell them how to live their fucking lives. And I know the problem is a lot of poor people won't fucking move either. That's the thing. All these coal mining idiots and shit are like, hey, these jobs are coming back. Are they really? Are they? I guarantee it. You know when coal mining comes back? When a Tyrannosaurus Rex comes and starts digging the mines for you, you fuck. Sometimes the world just moves the fuck on. Sometimes things happen. And I'm not telling you got to learn to code, but maybe you get a shovel and you start to learn how to shovel something else besides fucking coal. How about some shit? Raise some horses. Get a farm. Although farmers are getting fucked now too because we're not letting the Chinese come to town with all their fucking tariffs and that bullshit. But I guess we gave the farmers $12 billion, but then that $12 billion, then we used it to buy more soybeans from them because we're not sending our soybeans to fucking China. Do you understand any of this bullshit? I know I fucking don't, and I guess I'm not supposed to, because who the fuck am I? I'm one bedroom apartment fucking Wilson, and that's who I am, podcasting Pete, and I'm here telling you a goddamn story about what the fuck I don't know. And not that you didn't fucking guess that on your own. Again, I beat up a car. Nobody gives a fuck what I have to say about these things. I put my head through a fucking painting. I've done dumb shit in my life, and that was the whole point of this goddamn show. But then, as I watch the world just fucking atrophy and fall the fuck apart, and I just don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, man. I see people fretting and crying and sad, and people are saying stuff like, I read a thing tonight, and it was somebody who said that when, they knew somebody who was in the Balkans, I think it was, or whatever the fuck, and they're like, hey, man, everything was fine there, and then all of a sudden, one day, the government threw all the Muslims in jail and told everybody that those were bad kids. So, like, this woman's like, I went to high school with a bunch of kids, or I went to school, we went and played at the same parks, we went to the mall, we hung out and had fun, and then literally the next day, the government's like, those people are illegal, don't fucking talk to them, and she said all of her friends were like, yeah, we don't want to talk to them, and she went, how the fuck does that happen? Like, we're friends with all of these people, we've grown up with these people, but it's somewhere inside people where they're just waiting for the opportunity to tell people to get fucked and to hate. Is that really in there? Is that really inside you? Does everyone have that fucking, that germ of hate that's just waiting to blossom and get watered and just humored in a way where anybody can just go ahead and say fuck you and shit on some guy who's new? Who the fuck are these assholes at the border? There's fucking all these dudes in these goddamn uniforms, and they're rousting immigrants as they sneak into the country. Hey, look, nobody should be sneaking into the fucking country, okay? I wish you could go ahead and do it legally and go through the immigration and go through the fucking fence or whatever the fuck you gotta do. I don't know the fucking rules, but I'll tell you this. I don't need 5 fucking fat white guys named Mel with fake badges and real guns fucking people up as they climb over the goddamn fence. The fuck is your problem, man? Don't appoint yourself the fucking bouncers of the United States. Jesus fucking Christ. The velvet rope will do its job. If it doesn't, well, then you know what? These people will get caught up eventually in the wash. I mean, here in fucking LA, we got ICE checkpoints. I've been stopped like 2-3 times, and all they do, literally, it's so weird to be in your own country. And I mean, look, we've had drunk driving checkpoints and shit like that. And I guess I never really questioned that because in my brain, I'm like, well, it's to keep people safe. But ICE, man? And also, they'll do this thing now where they'll have like a drunk driving checkpoint, but then there'll be like 2 dudes who are just kind of sketchy, and they look in your back seat while you're talking to the cop, and they're just fucking, those are just ICE dudes looking to fucking pinch somebody and throw them in the goddamn wagon. That's it. And don't poke your head in my Toyota Camry looking for Dominicans. That's not going to fucking happen. Who the fuck am I? Do I look like a coyote? Motherfucker, I'm an Uber driver. Get the fuck out of my way. Jesus Christ. But instead, that's what happens. All these fucking guys, they set up this Red Rover barricade linked arm in fucking arm, shotgun in shotgun, and they want to go in your trunk and take a look and see who lives in there. It's bad enough they check my fucking car for fruit when I'm driving through fucking San Diego or I'm coming from Arizona. Hey, man, you got a fucking mango in there? Why the fuck would I have a mango in here? Of course not. You can't bring any mangoes into California. What the fuck? Why not? I don't know. Fruit flight or some bullshit. Anyway, get moving. We were really looking for Mexicans. You know what I mean? Oh, mango's code word for Mexican. Hey, man, you got any apples in there? Yeah, I like apples. I like eating them. I've got a couple for a snack. Throw them away immediately. Why? These apples will take down the entire state. What the fuck? I don't pretend to know. I can't pretend to know. And look, I need to do more things with my life. I need to sneak out of my house. I need to get friends and go out and do things and do everything I can to live the life that I want to lead for the rest of it, because I don't have much time left. I got 25 years, if that. What am I, 51, 52 in July? I got 23 years. I got 23 years left, and they're not going to be good years. Let's not tease ourselves, all right? I think maybe 3 of them are good, and then the other 20 I'm going to walk bent like a question mark. It's going to be fucking terrible. I'm going to need a fucking cane. I'm going to have a fucking weird R. Crumb drawing beard down to my goddamn ankles. I'm going to keep stepping on it and tripping over myself, falling face first in the fucking mud. It's going to be awful, dude. And I know that. So I got to make these next 3 years count. Because when I hit 55, forget it. Then I'm just on fucking roller skates the rest of my goddamn life, heading straight the fuck downhill for some metal corrugated door to make a loud fucking noise. And eventually I'll just be in some YouTube video where everybody points and laughs. Jesus, fuck. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I see these people in fucking Alabama, and they're just because they tried this shit like a week and a half ago. They tried to hurry it through, and some people jumped up in the legislature and just started fucking yelling and going, no, you can't do this shit. So they waited again till it was like late at night, and they snuck it right the fuck through, and the weirdest thing to me is there are people who agree with it. Because again, this is another thing why I didn't even want to get into this fucking bullshit. There's no gray area here. There are people who think abortion is murder, and there are people who think it's a woman's right to choose. And there's very few people going, well, I can see the exception if you think about it this way. No, fucking nobody. Because again, there's no gray area in fucking anything anymore. I'm talking from fucking from curling to foosball, to Premier League, to baseball, to abortion, to war with Iran. Everybody's like, yes, no, yes, no. And then everybody's like, you dick, no, you're a dick, no, you're a stupid dick, you're the stupidest dick, man. Fucking Iran sucks. Oh, really? Well, abortion's great. Well, you're a fucking jagoff. Well, oh, what really? Well, hey, tough guy in your mom's basement. Jesus fucking Christ. Everybody die. Everybody. Where's a comet? We need a fucking comet, right? You know, there's that Tool song where he's just like, mom's going to put it all, mom's going to fix it all soon. Mom's coming around to put it back the way it ought to be. So he's hoping for tidal waves and he's waiting for the fucking comet to end it. And I tell you what, I don't want it to be that way, because in my better moments when I see my friends, I can think of no better thing in the world than to spend time and laugh and look in the eyes of people that I love and engage with you guys and talk to anybody who cares about me or cares about what I do or anybody who allows me to care about them or about what they do. And to reminisce and to think about the things I've done in the past that were glorious and fun and the hopeful times I'll have in the future. But then at the same time, man, if you side-eye the world, you just think to yourself, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Maybe we build a shed. Maybe we start digging under a fucking tunnel and we make shit happen. Yeah, I went, it's funny because I tell you, I lift hard, you know what I mean? So I have muscles, but I'm all fat because I still have not moved. I put the cardio in there. I mean, I only lost 1 pound in fucking April. I think I told you guys this. I weighed in on May 1st. I lost 1 pound. And it knocked my dick in the dirt. I won't lie to you. I've had candy all month. I mean, I do this fucking thing. I gave myself permission to fail. It's fucking stupid and I hate myself for it. I'll fix it. But it's just that thing where you're just like, whatever. Oh, I can't believe it. I've tried so hard. Yeah, you fucking dummy. What are you, fucking 11 years old? Boo-hoo, I tried hard. I got to try harder. Yeah, try harder. Don't fucking sabotage yourself again by eating goddamn fucking candy bars and ravioli, you fuck. By the way, I don't eat those together. How good would that be, though? Oh, my God, think about that. Think about getting one of those giant chocolate bars, breaking it into 8 sections, and then putting a cheese ravioli between 2 sections. Oh, does that sound delicious, right? Chocolate ricotta and a fucking chewy noodle sandwich. Oh, dude, I love it. Do you know how much I love noodles and rice and fucking rye bread? God damn, carbs are the enemy. I'm supposed to keto myself. I'm supposed to keto so I can get fucking thin. I want to be wafer fucking thin. I want to be pick lock thin. That's what I want to be. I want you to be able to pick me up and slide me through a fucking door jam and open up a goddamn lock so we can break into somebody's house and fuck them up. That's what I want to be, baby. I want to be the vanguard. I want to use me to pick a fucking lock. I want to be fingernail thin. Oh, dude, I just want to be that guy. I want to be a color form. I want to be just, you know what I want to be? Here's how thin I want to be. I want to be as thin as those things you put on your tongue that dissolve and make your breath fresh. What the fuck are those things called? Dental strips or dental fucking... It's like, literally, it was like some fucking dentist who did LSD as a kid was like, hey, what if we brought this to fucking just mint? You know what I mean? What if we made LSD, but it was minty and it fixed your breath instead of getting you high? And so everybody fucking puts like microdots or fucking sugar cubes or whatever the fuck in their mouth, and it just makes their breath fresh. And good for them. Good for you, dentist who thought that shit up. That guy's a genius. That was just a guy who got tired of staring into mouths. That was a dentist who was like, you know what, man, I am thumb deep in molars all the fucking time. I got to invent some shit so I can stay home. And then he came up with the breath strip. And everybody's like, what the fuck is this? He goes, watch this. And it's like, it doesn't really, there's no materials at all. It's just mint and hope. That's all the fucking breath strip is. You pop open, all you got to do is make the little plastic container. You pop it open. You slide out a little fucking mint. It looks like fucking plastic wrap or some shit. And you put it on your tongue. Gone. Fucking gone. And minty, fresh breath. You can make out with whoever the fuck you want when you put a couple of those in your goddamn mouth. You can eat a whole onion. You can eat an onion like a fucking apple. You can eat an entire fucking bag of onions if you want, and then you just fucking pop that thing open, put it on your tongue, melts, dissolves, perfect breath, and you can kiss everybody within a 4-mile radius, and they're never going to go, you had a fucking onion. Now, I will tell you this, please get consent. As we know, times have changed. Certainly in the old days when the breast strip was invented, you could eat a bunch of onions, eat a bunch of breast strips, and then go fucking make out with everybody at every goddamn store or whatever the fuck you went into. But now, please, make sure you ask permission. You need to go ahead and at least get consent. But that motherfucking guy, I love that guy. Anytime I see some weird ass invention where I'm like, this dude invented this shit, he's a fucking king. Like, who was the guy who saw aquarium rocks and went, that should be a cereal? Oh, yes. And you know what we do? We slap Fred Flintstone in the box. We sell it to everybody, and they eat the fuck out of it. Boom, Fruity Pebbles. That's right. And, every time I eat Fruity Pebbles, they're delicious. And I think to myself, God, I love these. And at the same time, I just go, these look just like aquarium rocks. Like, I think about putting you know what? I won't lie to you. Oftentimes, I will put a scuba diver directly in the middle of the cereal bowl, just so I can feel like I'm having an aquarium eating experience. Because how many times have you been looked at an aquarium and thought to yourself, Jesus, I wish I could eat everything in that fucking aquarium. How great would that be? Holy fuck. You know what, man? I want to chew the fuck out of those fish. I want to swallow that diver whole. And I just want to eat those rocks by the goddamn handful because they're so bright and shiny. I just want to eat bright and shiny shit. All your food should be bright and shiny. Like when you cook a steak and it gets that pink on the inside, that's beautiful. And it's got that sear on the outside, it's kind of brown. I get that. But what if you cooked your steak and it just turned like fucking bright green? And then you cut it open and it was just glorious pink. Pink and green? Wouldn't you eat a neon fucking steak? I saw a guy, like I was watching the fucking game tonight. It was the Blazers and the Warriors. And fucking Damian Lillard was wearing the brightest green shoes I've ever seen. And I'm like, that is fucking genius. And I'm sure other people are like, oh, what an eyesore. Because they're a fucking Jaguars. Dude, I hate the fucking world. They had the NBA draft lottery the other day. And the NBA draft lottery, like Zion Williamson is going to be the first pick. So the Pelicans win it. And the Bulls got fucked. But then all these people are like, oh man, it sucks that the Knicks didn't win and the Lakers. So now Zion should go back to school. Like I hate this fucking world because all they will do is make decisions for everybody else. Like I said, don't tell anybody they can't have a baby. Don't tell anybody they have to have a baby. Don't tell Zion Williamson he has to go back to school or he should be a fucking Nick. Let the guy love his career. Let him come into the NBA, play 3 years, get a shoe deal, be a Pelican. Be a Pelican for 3 fucking years. New Orleans is a nice place. I mean, it's a good city. They support their teams. They love the Saints. I mean, granted, they don't have a hockey or baseball team, which is why they throw all their love into the fucking Pelicans in the goddamn basketball season. Now, look, the owners of the Pelicans suck because they own the Saints, and so the Pelicans are like the little brother of the Saints. And also, let's be honest, it's a lot of black dudes. So I'm sure it's the South, so they're just like, these black dudes will get it done for us. And it's just a weird dynamic. Any sports with all black dudes, like basketball, white owner, black guys, it's just a fucking bad look. And I know it's a real look, and it's supposed to be the look, and that's the way it's supposed to be, and we need more minority ownership, and it's never going to change, ever, because no one's going to happen to fix anything in this goddamn world without it fucking benefiting them in some fucking way. We need minority ownership. We need all sorts of stuff. We need everything. You know what we need? We need an edible aquarium. Like I said, I've often looked at the aquarium and thought, Jesus, I wish I could eat that tree in there. Holy fuck, look at those fish. Would I chew them? Would I swallow them whole? Who knows? Because I've often thought about that. You know, there was a contest. Hold on, yawning fuck. When I was a kid, I would always read about like colleges would have a contest. And they would do this thing where they would swallow goldfish, like a gold, whatever the fuck. And I don't think guys chewed it. I think they would actually swallow the whole goldfish. Like, it was when I was with Jill and she would be in these jalapeno eating contests. They would get these fucking big ass jalapenos and put them on the fucking the plate, and everybody chewed them, whatever the fuck. And in my mind, I was like, I just swallow those fucking things whole. Like, especially if they were fucking, like, because they were the jalapenos. They weren't dry right out of the garden jalapenos. They were like fucking canned jalapenos that were in fucking jalapeno brine or whatever the fuck. Like in that fucking pepper cum that they stored in, whatever the fuck. So they would open that and they would just flop these big ass peppers out. And people would be chewing them, and that's just like eating a fucking wet tire. Like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? What I would do is I would bite it in half and just swallow it. Because, I mean, in the old days, dude, I could do that shit all the fucking time. I could swallow anything fucking whole. Anything you put in front of me was going right down my throat, and I wasn't going to think fucking twice about it. I should probably rephrase that, probably. But at the same time, I'm not kidding. I mean, it's the same principle of with me being able to chug fucking beer. When I could just open my throat and fucking gone, a whole cup of beer. I could do the same thing with swallowing shit whole. Like, I'd done it. Like, when I was a kid, if my mom ever made something that I didn't want to eat and I had to finish it, I would just literally swallow it whole. I would never chew it. I think what we're discovering about me is that I'm a fucking monster. I think now that we think about it, we go ahead and realize I'm one of the monsters who dances around the fire and where the wild things are. That could be me. I used to love them. I love that book. You know what other book I saw the other day that I remembered that I liked? Isn't there like a man who gives away caps? I saw the cover on Twitter the other day. Someone made a joke. All right, they had that fucking Met Gala, whatever the fuck, and someone showed up with like 5 hats on, and a woman on Twitter, it might have been even Margaret Cho, and she put out a picture of the woman with the hats, and then she put the cover of the book, and she said, "Caps for sale. Nicki Minaj has caps for sale." And the guy on the cover of the book looked like Paul F. Tompkins, so I actually tweeted her back and I said, "As does Paul F. Tompkins." But I remember the caps for sale story. I remember it. It's such, and again, this is so weird. I don't like things that are gentle. All right, I'm trying to learn that about myself. I'm threatened by gentility. I prefer aggression and I prefer violence, and I like calm. I like to sit by myself, and but as far as entertainment or films or anything like that, I don't care for gentleness. I know it's a weird, even the word, it throws me off a little bit. I don't know why. I am sure it's some childhood thing where I came from chaos. Who the fuck knows? I'm learning all sorts of shit about myself these days. But I don't, it's like, so it's when I talked about Winnie the Pooh on here. And I talked about it on the Twitch stream where I hate Winnie the Pooh. I just don't get it. He's too gentle. It's not even that he's nice. I like nice. If you were nice or whatever, or you're kind, I like that. But gentle is just like when you're just like, oh, bother, and you're all like kind of passive and inert. Just fucking seize the reins on your life, bear. Put some fucking pants on and live your life. Let your fucking donkey cheer up and go kiss the pig and just fucking move on with your fucking life. Or eat the pig, even better. Be a bear. Assert your bearness. Throw on some goddamn pants. Put the honey pot down. Bite the head off the fucking pig. And cheer up the fucking dinosaur or whatever the fuck donkey. Get him some goddamn medicine. Do anything. And then I'm on board. He fucking eats the pig. He gives just throws a bottle of fucking uppers down the throat of the fucking donkey. And then or maybe he fucking levels him out. What I don't know what they give you. Zoloft? Get him some Zoloft. Get some fucking, what was the old one? I can't even remember the name. Paxil? No, what the fuck was the medicine with the P? It was Prozac. There you go. Get some fucking Xanax. Get some Prozac. Do something. Some Zoloft. I just gave him 3 different medicines to fix your donkey friend. Shoving him in his ass. He's an ass. He's truly an ass because he's a donkey. You know what? Shove your ass full of Xanax and then fucking bite the head off Piglet. Take off his stupid pajamas before you cook him. And then just put on some pants yourself. And then, you know what? Run the show in the fucking woods. Smoke somebody. Kill somebody. Go find some campers and eat them. Jesus, fuck. I just don't care for the whole, oh, boo-hoo, I'm very sad because I'm a bear and nobody likes me. Shut up, stupid. I don't know if he's stupid, but at the same time, maybe he's very smart. He could be, you know what? Look, he's very intelligent. Certainly he's a talking bear. As I've said on stage before, here was a joke I used to do in my act a million years ago. Some animals need, I don't understand why they put animals in clothes in ads. Smokey the Bear comes out of the woods and he tells me, hey, you know what, you got to put that fire out. I got news for you. Talking was enough to impress me, Smokey. You don't need 501s and a pith helmet to get your point across. Now, some animals do need clothes. McGruff the crime dog. Now, if you've got a dog who comes in and starts to tell me how to do long division and to lock my doors at night, well, I'm not going to fucking listen to him. However, you put him in a trench coat, I'm going to listen to every word that fucking dog says. I'm paraphrasing, but this is why I don't do stand-up any longer. Certainly, these are clearly, you can see why my act failed on its face, and I do old jokes from 25 years ago. And those were, God, that is 25. Holy fuck, what are we in 2019? So we're looking at 19, and we're looking at 90. Holy Jesus. Yeah, you know what, motherfuckers? That's 94. That's probably right around then. Boy, oh boy, look at me closing it down out there in the Yoder rooms. Look at me middling all over goddamn middle America, bringing in McGruff the crime dog and Smokey the bear and his 501s and a pill helmet to get the point across. Hey, you don't need 501s and a pill helmet to get your point across. Oh boy. Now some animals, conversely, I would even say conversely, I would use words that, like, again, I'm middling for drunks in Iowa, and I would say, conversely, there is a dog, there is an animal who does need clothes to get his point across. And they're like, what? What did he say? Is that shoes? What are you talking about? You're talking about shoes now, fuckhead? Converse? What the fuck, man? Boo! Headliner, please. And I'd be dragged out with a big hook. Terrible. That's bullshit, actually. I killed all over the place as a middle. Oh my God, I'm the best middle you'll ever have. And that's a lie. But still, at the same time, I did okay. I mean, I was funny. Fuck that. I was funny, whether you liked it or not. If you didn't like me, that's fine. But if you liked me, then you realize, oh, that's a funny fucking guy. But a guy with questions, a guy who doesn't know what the fuck is going on with the world. I can't, like I said, everything's going to fucking tits up, and I don't know what the fuck to do. Because a part of me, I don't like guns. And I've talked before about possibly getting a gun. I don't want to fill my house with fucking hoarder food. I don't want to call Jim Baker and have me send me a box of grain that I could add water to and survive for 6 months. Is that any kind of life? If the fucking apocalypse hits, if shit hits the fan, if it goes Miracle Mile, man, I mean, I might just run out into the fucking street and hope to get pegged. And I don't mean fucked in the ass by a girl with a fucking dildo. Although, you never know. Honestly, if it's my last day on Earth, all bets are off. Who the fuck knows, baby? If it's my last day on Earth, pegging might be on the table. I got news for you. It's not my last day on Earth. Hey, how you doing, ladies? All right. We'll see you in July. Hi, pegging. All right. So here's the deal. I don't know what the fuck to do with the world. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know my place in it anymore. I'm this. I'm a funny guy, but at the same time, everybody has that voice where they want to talk. And I tell you again, did I want to go into a fucking abortion rant here? No, I didn't. But I do, because I want to talk about it. I want to be an ally. I want to I want to be that guy who gets his opinion out there. But at the same fucking time, who the fuck cares about my opinion? I'm a fucking jamoke. Nobody should give a fuck what I think. And that's how I feel about all the other jamokes out there. I mean, I have just been besieged on Facebook and Twitter by everybody with fucking sideways opinions of this shit, and every man and all these other fucking people stepping up. And you're just like, I don't know, man. Was this worth the even the wear and tear on your fingers to type this and hit send? I don't fucking know, man. I guess and again, there's these phrases called virtue signaling, and there's all these other phrases called, you're whatever the fuck. And I know you're not doing that. I know you genuinely feel these things. Nobody's typing shit on Facebook or whatever to then just go, haha, maybe now I'll get laid because I'm in favor of abortion. I don't fucking think that's why anybody does it. Certainly there are guys out there who are duplicitous and try to use any fucking means. Yeah, there are guys who are the Malcolm X of pussy. You know what I mean? Where they're like, hey man, by any means necessary, I'm going to try to knock it down. But at the same fucking time, I think there are genuinely good and kind people out there who want to support. And I'm one of them. I try to be that guy. But Jesus fucking Christ, at the same time, I have to think to myself eventually, man, nobody wants to fucking hear this from me. Because I don't want to hear it from anybody else. I see fucking, look, man, I'm sure Andy Richter's a terrific guy. I've met him a couple times. He seemed very friendly and nice. He was very kind to me. But I mean, I just don't need his take on everything. I don't need these guys who become these pundits. There's a guy named Blaine Capatch who's fucking hysterical, and he at least he makes jokes. He's funny, like the stuff that he writes. Because you don't ever question where he stands, and he's funny. It's just when guys get their head up their own ass and they start saying the same shit over and over, and you're just like, I don't even. And look, I'm going to stop myself right here because this is inappropriate. I should not be telling anybody what they can and can't say, because my whole life, my whole fucking career is predicated on being able to say whatever fucking dumb thing pops into my goddamn head. Where I'm running afoul of things is in wondering to myself, well, fuck, do you really need to share your thoughts on abortion? Because like I said, my thoughts on an abortion is, hey, get them. Good for you. Do what you got to do. Whatever your body. And you know what? If you want to have a baby too. Do that. And if you want to get an abortion when you're 22 and have a baby when you're 23, that's fine. You know why? Because it's your fucking vagina, and I got no say in it, man. None. If I don't want to have a kid with you, I'll fucking put a condom on, and we'll make it work out that way. You know what I mean? And if we're going to try to have a kid, we'll do it the other way. I mean, whatever the fuck. But you got to be on board with that shit. And if you're not, I get it. So I get news for you. We will unfortunately make that uncomfortable driver. You can plan B or whatever the fuck you got to do, and done. Please live your life the way you want to live your life. Live it accordingly, live it respectfully, make yourself happy, and just be cool to everybody else. That's all you got to fucking do. Don't pull out some mythical fucking book that's available free in every goddamn hotel room and go, well, if you look over here, this guy, Deuteronomy, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. First of all, spell your name fucking right. Second of all, you sound like a car part. Nobody wants to hear what you got to say. And if you're going to tell me I begat life and begat death and begat a dinosaur and whatever the fuck, nobody gives a shit about you and your book. Take a fucking walk. You want to live by your book? Go ahead. This is just as stupid as you being mad at people with Sharia law. It's just as you're imposing draconian laws upon women, just like the Muslim people that you claim are fucking ruining the world. What the fuck is your problem, man? And I understand. And then here's the thing that I hate is this fucking 8th degree fucking brain chess where everybody's like, because it happens whenever Trump says anything stupid. And they're like, well, he doesn't really mean that. You got to understand his tweets. He's an entertainer, essentially, and even into being the president. But he doesn't really mean that shit. But then 6 months later, I got news for you. All the guys he hired did that shit. So fuck, man. Don't tell me that he didn't mean it because he said it. It fucking happened. He actually said, like fucking 2 years ago, where he's like, hey, they asked him about abortion. He's like, well, he goes, by the time I'm done, I'll have all the courts packed with enough people who are going to go ahead and fucking take it off the table. I'm not have to worry about abortion. And everybody back then was just like, well, he doesn't mean it. That'll never happen here. And the next thing you fucking know, there's guys in Alabama hurrying, and fucking old white guys get busy fucking dying. Do me a favor, take half the phrase from Shawshank and speed it the fuck up. No get busy living. You motherfuckers get busy dying. Go home, drink your sweet tea, eat your fucking biscuits, have a fucking coronary, and get buried in your yard like Elvis. Nobody needs to fucking hear from you guys anymore telling women what the fuck to do. Jesus, fuck. You know what to tell women what to do? Go to your house, tell your wife and your daughters what to do, and have them hate you from inside the fucking four walls you've put up and around yourself to keep yourself safe from a world that you refuse to fucking engage in, and instead you want to be a bully to. You fucking head jobs. What the fuck? Hate them. Hate them all. Don't get it. Don't understand it. How dare you? And then a woman signs the bill. A woman governor. A woman who's been twice divorced and didn't have any fucking kids, so she's never had to make this fucking choice or decision in her goddamn life. And she's going to tell other women how to live her fucking life. Get out of here. How dare you, with the stroke of a pen, alienate half the fucking world? Jesus fuck. And it's not the other way where somebody can just go, well, here's the thing. I'm against abortion, so if I make the law, then I'm sorry that I offended anybody. But at the same time, when you make the laws that say it's okay for abortion, you're offending me. No, I'm not. I'm not coming into your house and telling you to have a fucking abortion. I'm telling you to stay out of everybody else's fucking life. You want to control shit? Control the shit within your walls, your house. Like I said, make sure your daughter doesn't have an abortion until she's 18 or whatever the fuck, and then she moves the fuck out because she can't understand why your draconian rules were fucking strangling her to goddamn death. And also, look, I understand there's a bunch of Christian kids. There's 15-year-old girls, 18-year-old girls who live lives and they live chaste lives and they're Christians and they love the Bible. Good for you. I hope you're happy. Just don't fucking tell your neighbor what they have to fucking do. Quit trying to enforce your fucking rules and your laws on everybody the fuck else because you're just ruining it. And unfortunately, they're winning. That's the thing that drives me out of my fucking skull, man. The thing that drives me fucking crazy is they're winning. Like, I see people on social media, people I know, and they're on board with this. Or they'll put up that picture of a fucking, literally a cashew nut, and they're like, this is a life. It's not a fucking life. Literally, that's God damn it. And there's always these stories too. They talk about how the sanctity of human life and shit like that and all this. Dude, you ever read the stories about like a fat girl who doesn't know she's pregnant and then all of a sudden she fucking shits her kid out? And she's just like, oh man, I didn't even know what fucking happened. Duh. And I'm like, how the sanctity of life, what does that mean to that person or to these other people and shit like that? That's just I'm going off on a thing that doesn't really matter at this point. But this is what happens, man. You start spinning the hamster wheel in your fucking head into goddamn circles, and you don't know what to fucking think anymore. You just don't know what to fucking think anymore. I just saw a story in Chicago. Three people kidnapped a woman. They told her they were going to give her baby clothes, and they cut her baby out of her stomach or out of her womb, whatever the fuck. I mean, where do we live? Who are we? What are we doing? People denying science. You know, I talked last week. I said measles are back. What the fuck? And then I had a gentleman who wrote me, or I think it was a gentleman, on Instagram, and he's just like, "Man, don't talk about shit that you haven't studied. You know, don't have a firm opinion on stuff that you don't know." And I wrote him and I said, "My firm opinion is that people who aren't vaccinating their kids are a danger to everybody else." Because he was saying that, hey, we've all been vaccinated, so we're safe. And so I sent him a fucking article that says, no, man, people born before 1967 need to be revaccinated because it wasn't the same combination of medicines. And then he wrote me back, which I haven't read yet. But it was respectful because I even said to him, and I go, hey, look, but thank you for sending this and good luck. And you know, I'm glad you're listening. But at the same time, because he said it was Darwinism. So I guess he's thinking that, and again, I didn't read it, so I don't want to speak out of context, but fuck it, I will because it's my fucking show. He said Darwinism, so I guess he's thinking that anybody stupid enough not to vaccinate their kid is going to wind up dead, and that's okay for the rest of us. But the problem is, if you don't vaccinate your kid, and you know, they're having these measles parties and whatever the fuck, and then say your measles kid goes to fucking Walmart, and he walks up and down the sporting goods aisle, and then 3 other kids are down there picking out baseball gloves for their little league, and then they get fucking measles, and they fucking pass the fuck out and die. And the next thing you know, again, Captain Trips is here, and we're all living in the fucking stand, and Randall Flagg won't fucking do the things you want him to do, and there's a crow in your fucking living room. You want a crow in your fucking living room? If you don't, then vaccinate your fucking kids. Fucking Captain Trips, you're inviting it. You're inviting this shit. All these fucking, literally, all these books, you want Captain Trips, everybody's like, hey, I never once read a Stephen King book and went, you know what, this would be cool if it was true. Holy shit, no, I don't want a killer clown biting my fucking face. I don't have to have a circle jerk with a bunch of other kids to try to have a fucking seance and keep a killer clown from killing my whole fucking town. I don't want to have to fucking have a gypsy touch my face. Well, actually, bullshit. I take that back. I do. If I do want a gypsy to touch my face and say thinner. Where are you, gypsy? Get over here. Touch my face and save me. I'm eating chocolate bars and trying to kill myself every fucking day on the reg, and I need you to come here and just fucking slide your bony ass gypsy face across me and just go thinner, thinner. And then there you go. I start losing weight. I start looking good. I start feeling good about myself. My life turns around. That's all I need. You know what I need? An angry gypsy. That'll fix my fucking life. Let's do it. Bring on the angry gypsy. Once that fucking happens, everything will be perfect. That's all I need to do to change my life and to change my luck going forward, baby. Let's bring on the motherfucking angry gypsy. Who the fuck read a Stephen King book and said, let's do this. Let's fucking make it happen. Hey, let's not vaccinate our kids so Captain Tripp shows the fuck up. Hey, how great would this be? No, it would suck. Hey, how great would it be if a demon possessed this car and then it fucking ran over all my enemies and I fell in love with it? Jesus, that would be awesome. No, stop. They all think the Bible's real. Now you fucking think Stephen King can't be real by telling people to not vaccinate. You don't think Captain Trips will show the fuck up, you idiots? Jesus. Fuck. It's over, man. It's fucking over. Like I said, I don't even know what the fuck to do with myself. Like, I don't want guns. I don't want to fucking have hoarder food. I don't want to have a bunch of shit like just to try to stay alive. But at the same time, part of me thinks I should. Part of me thinks I should start really doing hardcore boxing and Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu and fucking judo just so I can handle myself in the middle of the fucking apocalypse and all the shit hits the fan. I went and saw John Wick tonight. Let's talk about that for just a second. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to tell you this. John Wick would shoot every single one of the Avengers in the face and laugh. And not even laugh. He would just do it with grim determination. He would murder all of the Avengers just because he had to. Just because, you know what? If one of the Avengers even fucking, like, say the Hulk steps on his dog, you don't think John Wick would fuck the Hulk up? I like the Hulk. I certainly I have a lot of faith in him. I don't know if I have a lot of faith in Smart Hulk. Smart Hulk fucking, look, I'm not going to lie. And look, maybe I'm spoiling Avengers. I don't mean to now. I apologize. But it's been 2 fucking weeks. All right? 3 weeks? Whatever the fuck. Did not care for Smart Hulk. You know why? I like Hulk. I like Hulk beating the shit out of everybody. I don't mind Smart Hulk for a little bit, but at some point you got to let Smart Hulk fly off the fucking handle and be crazy fucking Hulk. Let him be Hulk. He can be Smart Hulk for a while. He can dab and do fucking selfies. He can eat a pile of sausages and make us all laugh. He can ride in the back of a pickup truck and everything's fine and he's friends with a fucking rabbit. But you know what, motherfuckers? Eventually, the Hulk has to be the Hulk. He has to tear his purple pants. He has to rip off his fancy sweater. He has to shave his gray stubble. He's got to fuck somebody up. He's the goddamn Hulk. Same thing with Fat Thor. I like Fat Thor. It's certainly fun for the beginning. But what the fuck? I got to deal with Fat Thor all fucking movie long? And then I got people telling me they're explaining it, and I understand this. This was the logic my friends told me. They're like, hey, dude, Fat Thor was great because it showed that, you know what, even gods got to go through these terrible things with their brain, and eventually they get all fucking laid low, and depression is a real thing, and then you wind up getting body shamed and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's a level of thinking. That's a depth of thinking I don't need with Thor, the god of thunder. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's terrific. He wears a winged hat and he carries a giant fucking hammer that only he can lift, we thought. But sure enough, when he gets fat, I don't need him to be fat the entire fucking movie. I don't need him to cry all the fucking time. Crying Thor, I get it. You're doing it for fucking laughs. And look, I liked Endgame. I did. But I just don't need Fat Thor and Smart Hulk the entire fucking movie. If you give me Fat Thor, that means eventually we have to have a hero moment where Fat Thor becomes regular Thor again. If you give me Smart Hulk, eventually Smart Hulk has to fuck off and Hulk out the fuck on somebody's brain and fucking smash these. You know why? Again, literally, it's not Hulk read. It's not Hulk math. It's Hulk smash. That's what he says. He says Hulk smash. He doesn't go Hulk divide. He doesn't go Hulk James Joyce. I mean, none of that shit happens. He's not like Hulk English. No. Hulk teach. Hulk doesn't teach. Hulk smash. And there's an opportunity. There's literally an opportunity. And guess what? I understand that they probably went, well, this is too simple. But this is your perfect opportunity for it to happen. When Smart Hulk visits Fat Thor. When Smart Hulk met Fat Thor and they went to the deli and Smart Hulk faked an orgasm and Fat Thor's mom said, I'll have what she's having. Literally, when Smart Hulk visited Fat Thor and they realized Fat Thor is playing video games and he lives with fucking Grog or whatever the fuck that dude's name was, who I love. Hey, new Doug. But then when fucking Thor grabs Hulk by the shirt and he starts talking shit to him, and Hulk has that thing where he calms down and he stares at him, takes a beat, and he just goes, you can take your hand off me. And there's your moment. There's the two of them who go. They should go round and round and fuck up New Asgard. And what should happen is the Hulk should get the better of Fat Thor in the fight because Fat Thor is out of shape and he hasn't fucking been in any combat for a while. And that should be the moment where he goes, holy fuck, what have I done to myself? And Hulk picks him up, brushes him off. And Thor's just like, you okay? And Hulk's like, yeah, I'm okay. And then fucking Rocket is just like, you fucking guys are crazy. Because again, he hulked the fuck out and Thor tried to fight the best he could, but he got beat down because, you can't match his rage. Especially if you're Fat Thor playing video games and eating fucking pizza and donuts. You're not going to match the Hulk's fucking rage. So let those two go fucking round and round. And even have get Valkyrie involved. If the two of them want to go round and round, because then Valkyrie, I'll tell you what, on the fly, I do it now. Smart Hulk rages the fuck out. He loses control of himself and he starts fighting Fat Thor. They start tearing the fuck out of New Asgard. Rocket just hides because he knows he can't do anything about it. But then Valkyrie moseys over and she knows Hulk. She knows Hulk from Ragnarok. So she's the only one who can get through to fucking Hulk and get him to stop being Hulk smash and get him being back to being smart Hulk teach or whatever the fuck. And so she stops the fight because, again, she's also a badass. She stops the two of them. And then you get your bonus woman power moment in addition to the one at the end where you've got 75 women who fight fucking Thanos. And then you fucking have Valkyrie stop that fight because Thor respects her and Hulk listens to her. And then they fucking both calm down. They look at each other, and you can even get a funny beat out of it. Where Hulk's just like, "Oh man, fuck! Look at my shirt." You know what I mean? He's bummed, and Fat Thor's just like, "Oh man, I got to get back in shape." And then also the two of them look back at New Asgard, and it's just all the Asgardians furious because they've built New Asgard the best they possibly can, and now these two motherfuckers destroyed it in a goddamn fight, and they're just all standing there staring. Like literally, if it's like 80 New Asgardians just staring at fucking Fat Thor and Smart Hulk, and Fat Thor and Smart Hulk are like, oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Our bad. We didn't mean it. There's your moment. There you go. You tied us up. We get a fucking badass fight. We get the two of them getting the Rocky moment where they realize that Hulk realizes he's really not in control and Thor realizes maybe I need to take some control. Valkyrie looks like a badass. And then maybe even rebuild the town. Go ahead and rebuild the town. Or that's your beat at the end. When he comes back to make Valkyrie the queen, and then you just look around and there's the Avengers all like Jimmy Carter building fucking houses. Habitat for Asgardian humanity. There you go. I rewrote the fucking film and made it work. Or hear me out. Or Smart Hulk eats some eggs and Fat Thor yells at a kid on a headset, and then John Wick shoots them both in the knee 3 times, and then when they fall on the ground, he shoots them both in the neck 3 times, and then he shoots them both in the head 3 fucking times, and they die. And John Wick rules the universe. And then John Wick shoots Thanos, and he shoots Iron Man, and eventually John Wick is just like Deadpool, where he's just standing on a pile of dead Marvel heroes because he's the fucking man. I don't want to spoil it. Again, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will tell you this. In watching the John Wick movie, again, it made me go, do I need to be him? And I know that sounds stupid, okay? I know it sounds silly, ridiculous. But it made me go, is this what I need to be to survive in the world that's coming? Do I need to be this motherfucking weapons expert who, because literally, I'm not gonna lie to you. The body count in John Wick is ludicrous. It's just fucking insane. And look, I don't want to leave a body count in my wake, although I won't lie to you. In addition to having a theme song, I think the coolest thing you could ever have is a body count. That's why it's funny. That's why when guys get, now when you get fucking laid and you get pussy, guys are referring it to as a body count. You know what I mean? Literally, if you have your own theme song, that's badass. But if you've got a body count or a trail of dead, holy fuck. That's even cooler than a theme song, I gotta lie. And John Wick has a body count and a trail of fucking dead, baby. And I guarantee you there'd be a green skin motherfucker and a God of War and a jawed fucking Captain America, and all those motherfuckers would just be lying dead in a pile if John Wick got to go after him, because he is a superhero at this point. It's just, the first movie sets the tone, sets the universe, and it's untouchable. The first movie's right up there with the fucking Raid and all these other goddamn action movies, baby. And the second movie advances the story. It's the Empire, clearly. And then this movie is your Return of the Jedi. And this movie, believe it or not, it's going to sound weird. It is compact. It is tight. It is in a fucking phone booth, baby. It is glorious. And you got to see it. It's just so good. And I will tell you this. So when you're watching that kind of a movie too, you just get a spark inside you. You get a feeling where you're just like, man, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what happened to me or why I feel this way, but it's just, you wind up on the edge of your seat because he's killing everybody, and you're kind of like, yeah. And I have to admit, in the moment, 51-year-old me, because when I was 25, that shit's just happening. You know what I mean? I'm watching Freddy Krueger run his fucking claws through everybody's heart. I'm watching Jason cut off people's heads, and you're laughing your fucking balls off. I'm watching Reservoir Dogs, guy gets an ear chopped off, and I'm like, this is fucking badass. I have to admit, as a 51-year-old man, at one point today watching the movie, I was kind of like, because we're laughing. I mean, there's laughs in this movie. It's just fucking great. You're laughing. You laugh at absurd killings. You laugh at all sorts of stuff, and you're rooting for it. I mean, I was cheering. I was fucking going crazy. The whole crowd was fucking yelling and screaming and cheering and hooting and hollering. It was fucking gorgeous. But also, there's that moment at some point where when it's kind of quiet or whatever, or something, the action is shifting, whatever the fuck. There's a transition in scenes, and in your brain, you just go, Is this appropriate for me to be cheering out loud for a guy to kill hundreds of people? Albeit in cool ways, but he's still killing hundreds of people. And I will tell you, I have the internet, and like I've said before, I've seen some terrible things. In the theme song, there's a thing where I said, I've read Mark Twain. I think I've earned the right to see somebody get a chainsaw in the fucking face. All right. Well, I happened to see some things recently where I saw, I've seen guys fall on power lines. I told you I've seen shit from Brazil that'll fucking turn your hair white. I mean, just bad fucking cop shit. And I unfortunately, I saw video from the New Zealand shootings in the mosques. And it was one of those things where I got tricked into watching it because it was supposed to be something different, because, if you go to 4chan or anywhere else, it'll be like, hey, check out this hot chick. And then there's like, a chick and she spreads her legs, and then all of a sudden it cuts away to murders. I mean, this is always the risk you take when you go to a 4chan or somewhere terrible like that. You're going to, possibly someone's going to troll you and lure you in and go, hey, check out this fucking hot redhead. And you're like, dude, she's totally hot. And then all of a sudden the guillotine drops and fucking 3 guys are murdered. You're like, nah, fuck. Or, you'll see like a car accident and someone's head comes out the way. It's just fucking terrible. And that's how it is. You get fucking, you bite the hook, sometimes you get trolled. Sometimes you see a hot redhead and she splits the pink and you're like, I'm going to fucking jerk off to this. This is awesome. And then sometimes she splits the pink and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a bunch of people getting murdered in a mosque. I'm going to put my cock away now because this would not be appropriate at all. And not just because it's inappropriate. I'm no longer in the mood to do any left-handed work if I'm watching people getting gacked in a mosque. It's fucking terrible. And I don't want to act like I just think it's inappropriate, but I could finish. I mean, I'm not. I promise you this. I tell you this right now. This is my solemn promise to you as podcasting Pete. I will never finish jerking off while watching people getting shot in a mosque. That's never going to happen. I am never going to be able to reach that pitch where I'm going to just fucking even if I'm close. I'm sorry. I'm letting go. I'm gonna edge and I'm gonna throttle down. I'm just gonna fucking let it go, and I'm gonna go ahead and find something a lot more appropriate to fucking unleash to. But watching the movie, I have to admit, I had the thought in my brain, is this appropriate? And I've thought it while playing these video games too, where I'm laughing, shooting people in the fucking face. And I talked about GTA depressed me and stuff. And I'm not saying that these games or these movies are making people do these terrible things. I'm just saying that with these terrible things existing, and then I see a movie that kind of evokes imagery that has really happened in real life, it kind of, even though, this is a ludicrous story, it's fucking so goofy. It never in real life, a fucking hotel of assassins and all sorts of, I don't want to get into it again. I'm not trying to spoil. But at the same time, there still is heavy gunplay, and there's a lot of fucking gunplay in schools and wherever the fuck else. I mean, I'm sure you saw the clip of the little kid. What was he, fucking 11? And he's like, 11 or 12, and he's like, yeah, he goes, I was in the closet, and we heard a gunshot, and he's like, I grabbed an aluminum baseball bat, because I was going to go down fighting. I was like, Jesus Christ, that kid's fucking 12. And the worst part of it is, he's coming off like Mike TV out of Willy Wonka, but he's just answering questions. He's a little boy. You know what I mean? And the CNN anchor is fucking goggle-eyed. She doesn't know what the fuck to say. But the worst part of the interview is his dad beaming next to him. I don't think I would use another word other than beaming. Just kind of smiling like, that's my boy. That's my boy. I taught him if anybody starts shooting up his fucking school, grab a baseball bat and cave the guy's fucking skull in. That's my son. And it's funny because the kid is just standing there and the dad is beaming next to him. Like if that was my son, I would be behind him with my arms wrapped around him. Like I would never let him get any further away from me than in 5 inches. You know what I mean? Like I would hold him to my chest at all fucking times to make sure he was never unsafe again. That kid hid in a closet and held a baseball bat thinking he was going to have to fucking kill another dude to stay alive. And I first of all, I wouldn't even let him go on fucking TV to tell his goddamn story. Fuck this, man. Fuck this spotlight. You're not doing anybody any good. Maybe the kid wanted to talk about it, I suppose. But wouldn't you have him on a fucking therapist couch immediately if you had to fucking hide in a dark closet and hold onto a baseball bat thinking he was at the cave in a shooter's fucking head? Instead of throwing him on CNN in the middle of the fucking day and having him brag about it and you just beaming at him like he just said he won the science fair? What the fuck, man? I don't know. I don't have any kids. Maybe I would beam over my kid trying to throttle some guy or kill him with a fucking baseball bat. That's my boy. I don't fucking know. So I watched the movie, and again, it just, I loved it. I loved every fucking second of it. It was great. But it did make me think, and this is not a thing I ever would have thought of as a younger man, but now I had to think in my brain. I was like, is this a thing? Like, is this something that's appropriate to fucking cheer for and watch? But we did, and I would cheer for it again. I would watch it again, and I would recommend it to you, and you'll cheer and you'll love it. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. And I'll tell you this happened. Of course this fucking happened. So I went with my buddy John and my trainer, and we hung out. We went before we watched the basketball game. We went to the fucking theater, and it's a full house, man. It's packed because it's opening night. So we're sitting there, and a guy comes up and sits next to John. He's like 2 seats away, and the whole row in front of us is full. And we're watching the fucking movie, and I smelled it. I was like, what the fuck is that smell? Because it smelled like food. And the ArcLight, they have sausages, but then they have fucking, popcorn and candy and shit like that. But they do have these, chicken apple sausages and jalapeno mango, whatever the fuck. And they're sausages, but they don't smell like it doesn't smell like they're cooking sausage in the joint. If you went to a movie and it smelled like the stockyards, you get the fuck out of there. So it doesn't smell like a barbecue joint. It just, those, because they have them in a fucking drawer. Whatever the fuck, they nuke them and they give them in foil. But I smelled food. And come to find at the end of the movie, we got up to, we made the credits, the lights go up, and I look at the end of the fucking, I'm talking to John, and next to him, on the chair next to him, there's Taco Bell hot sauce packets. And I look at John and I go, did that fucking guy bring Taco Bell in here? Is that what I smelled? And John goes, oh yeah. He goes, I knew it the whole fucking time. He goes, I heard him open it. And I go, how the fuck, who, it's like those ass fucks I told you, like the guys who would get in my car and put on lotion when I Ubered them, or anybody who buys a fish sandwich and brings it on a plane, or anybody who wears cologne on a plane. What the fuck are you doing, man? There's other people here in your ecosystem. There's other people trying to exist, and you're going to eat fucking nachos Belgrande in a fucking crowded theater? Jesus, what an animal you are. And then here was the worst fucking part, dudes. He fucking left hot sauce packets and napkins on the seat next to him and on the floor. And then we got up to split, and his fucking Taco Bell bag was right next to his chair. The Taco Bell bag is in there with the fucking empty wrappers or whatever the fuck. I'm like, you. And I looked at John, I go, what a fucking animal. And John literally, like, none of that shit phases him. He is just the most even-keeled, coolest guy I've ever seen. And I've talked to him about it in the past, and he's like, well, because when I was a kid, I was a hothead. And crazy shit. I would get involved in crazy shit because I can't do it anymore. So he's just the coolest fucking dude, man. And so he goes, oh, man, sometimes you got to leave your garbage all over the place. I go, look at that. I go, it's bad enough you bring it in here. Like I said, you're a fucking animal if you want to make everybody smell your secondhand fucking garbage. I go, but now you leave it on the fucking floor for these poor guys to fucking clean up? He goes, hey, man, sometimes you got to think about yourself. And then he just starts laughing. And I'm like, oh, fuck this joint, dude. What the, how do you... The ArcLight used to be a place. It used to be a fucking, there was an ideal they held where you could show up and it was fucking gold. You lived your life and you did the right thing, and people used to, it was $18 a seat. That would buy you class. Now just everybody's got $18 and they just fucking get in there. Today, again, fucking movies going on. And like I said, the place is packed full in front of me. All right, me and John we're in the back row. I'm in the back. I don't want anybody fucking behind me because I don't want them fucking talking, whatever the fuck. I can't have anybody behind me in a theater or a restaurant, just in case. Yes, I know I'm Joe Pesci from fucking Goodfellas. I understand that. Or even from Casino. You know what I mean? And nobody behind me. It's just a mobster thing. It's a goofy thing, but it's just the way I am. I don't want anybody behind me in a fucking restaurant or in a theater. So in the row in front of me, there's 3 dudes. They're together. And then sitting next to them, there's another guy with his girlfriend. Movie's playing, and the girlfriend is, the girlfriend is on the left. Okay, so from the end of the aisle, there's guy together, guy who's not with them, and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend is leaning. She's basically laying with her head in his lap. She's laying across him. He's stroking her hair, and they're talking. Man, during the movie, they're talking. And also, she, like at one point, she takes the Coke out of his, it's in his cup holder because she's literally sprawled across his body. She reaches across and grabs the Coke, and then she pulls it, and she starts doing that thing with the straw where it goes, if you rub the straw on the fucking plastic top, and they both start laughing. This is in the middle of a fucking movie. So she drinks her Coke, she puts it down, and she periodically gets the Coke, and she looks up at him and she kisses him, and it's just like she's curled up like a fucking cat. Half of her is on his lap, half of her is on his chair with her feet up on her chair. Like if I'm the guy on her left, I'm going, hey, get your fucking feet off the chair. What are you doing? But instead, she's just curled up and he's fucking, they're talking the whole time and he's Russian. So he's kind of like, I can hear him. He's just like he's speaking in Russian. And I'm like, oh, man. And they bothered me a couple times, but they weren't talking extensively. They weren't loud, but they were loud enough that I could hear them in a quiet part of the movie. And in my head, I'm like, all right, fuck, do I got to tell these people to shut the fuck up? Because, the last time, again, I saw Halloween there, and I told those people to put their phone away, hey, turn it off. You're not at home. And I'm like, I can't put bass in my voice again. And also, I'll be honest with you, if you're antagonizing people at a movie like John Wick, whether you're the woman with the fucking straw and the plastic top or you're me standing up and going, hey, motherfucker, quit talking, you're asking to jam because everybody in the fucking house is on edge. Yeah, there's people who are, I'm sure there's a lot of Winnie the Poohs in there who are all gentle or like, hey, I don't have any pants on. Oh, bother. But this is fun to watch, performative violence. But then there are other people who are like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. You know, because I'm on the edge of my fucking seat. I'm wired. I'm trying not to be. I'm by my knees bouncing up and down. It just gets you, man. I like violence. So if you run into somebody else who likes violence, well, eventually you're going to go at it like fucking Smart Hulk and Fat Thor in New Asgard should have. You know what I mean? You're ready to fucking tear the town down. So in my head, I'm like, do I fucking say something to this kid? I don't know. Because I don't even know. Like I said, he's just a guy with his girlfriend. That's all I know at this point. So finally, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, something's happening. I don't want to tell you the part. And the kid says, oh, and he says something again in Russian. And the guy sitting next to him, finally. And this dude looked like fucking, he looked like Zach in The Hangover. Just big fucking beard. But he had a beanie on, you know what I mean? Like a fucking hat. And he's probably 35. And he turns to his left and he looks at this Russian guy and he just goes, if you talk again, I'm either going to tell you to get out of the theater or I'm going to go get somebody to get you out of the theater. And I heard it, okay, because it's directly in front of me. John's watching the movie. He didn't hear it. But I heard it because I saw the guy lean into him and say it. I was like, because I was waiting. Because again, it's that whole thing. You know me. I'm buzzing. I'm like, do I fucking smash this kid's head into the fucking ground? What do I do? And I don't want to do any of that shit anymore. Again, 51 years old, man. I don't want to do anything. I want to hide. I want to hide from confrontation. I don't want to be involved in any of that shit. But then old me lives inside me like a fucking Quato, and he wants to burst out of my chest and go, Quaid, stop talking in the theater. Quaid. I mean, who the fuck knows what could happen at that point? Because it's like, you know, you've seen, there's some cartoon where the guy keeps swallowing his rage and then he fucking gets a giant bulge in his forehead. You know what I mean? Just a mass tumor because he's swallowing so much stress. But this kid, he looked at him and he goes, if you don't stop talking, I'm going to either get you out of the theater or I'm going to get somebody to take you out of the theater. And the guy, the Russian guy, saw him. He looked him in the face, and the Russian kid just goes, "Oh yeah," and they're looking at each other, and he just goes, "Yeah." He never even flinched, and the Russian guy just backs down, just fucking and backs down in a way that was completely and utterly noticeable. He didn't just go, oh, well, fuck you. He literally physically shrunk away from that dude because that dude leaned in to his space and said, yeah. Because the guy's like, oh, yeah? Yeah. And his shoulders slumped and his head sunk. And his girlfriend looked up and looked at him and then looked at the guy who said something. And the guy he was still holding his gaze. He looked at the girlfriend, looked at him, and neither one of them said a fucking word. And they didn't say a fucking word the rest of the movie. And I was so overjoyed that I didn't have to do anything. Because in my head, I thought if these guys are going to jam or if the fucking Russian guy is going to say something like, well, I don't fucking think it's a big deal. I was literally going to just lean forward because I was already on the edge of my seat listening. I was going to lean forward and go, hey, I'm with him. If you don't stop, we'll take you out of here. Just stop. Just fucking stop. I paid $20 to get in here. I'm not going to I didn't pay it to hear you giggling in Russian and making straw noises, you fuck. Jesus, you're already ruining our fucking country with your goddamn Russian nonsense. No collusion, you fucks. Shut the fuck up. But he backed down. And like I said, he backed down physically even. Like got small, shrunk. It was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to fucking see. So the movie ends. And credits roll. And we're all sitting there waiting for a button scene or whatever. But right when the movie ends, okay, and the credits start to roll, this dude stands up with his girlfriend. And it turns out he's with other people because they come down. They come from their row 2 rows down, and they walk up to the end of their row to wait for them. And in my head, I'm like, well, here we go, because it was 2 other guys and a girl, and this was this Russian guy and a girl. So they stand up, and I'm like, all right, well, we'll see what the fuck happens here, because they have to walk by the guy who told them to shut the fuck up. But when they stand up and they turn around, this fucking dude was probably 17 years old. Like, I in my mind, again, I create this boogeyman where I'm like, well, fuck, we're going to have to go. Literally, he was my own Baba Yaga. I'm like, this fucking guy, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to throw with this guy. I'll have to back up beanie hat and fucking see what the girlfriend says and who the fuck knows. Like, and it's that thing where you leap to fucking conclusions because you have to get in the mindset. You have to get ready. There's the old joke. I took my watch off. Yeah, well, luckily I didn't wear my watch to the theater tonight or I would have taken it off. It's just, you get ready. And this dude stands up and he's every fucking day of 17, but no more. Just that caterpillar mustache. You know what I'm fucking talking about? That trying to look older than he is. Already you can see he's losing his hair a little bit. It's combed forward in that Bieber bang style. I mean, it's just, he looked every single bit the out of his league boy that he was. And he's just used to watching movies with his girlfriend on the couch and talking and doing whatever the fuck they want. And he got fucking told by a beanie hat with a fucking monster backup behind him if it's shit got out of line. And he stood up with his girlfriend, he just turned around. He wouldn't even look at the guy. He just kind of zipped through and he looked at his friends. And I thought his friends were going to say something. No, man, he met his friends and they just walked out. They walked the fuck out. And I was like, good. Score one for the fucking good guys. But like I said, I watched the movie and I wonder, you know what, is this what we're coming to in the public forum? Today it didn't happen. But is it coming to the points in the grocery stores where we're going to have judo and jiu-jitsu battles over frozen peas? Am I going to wind up going to Planned Parenthood in Burbank and trying to walk somebody to their fucking their clinic or whatever the fuck? Should I just have 3 different kinds of guns and a fucking... Should I learn belt combat, which you'll know when you see the movie? I mean, is this... I hope not, man. You know what I mean? Like part of me, I'll tell you, I'm happy to be old, but I still wish I was young. I'm having some sort of weird midlife crisis where I'm regretting all the shit I didn't do. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd want to be 22 years old right now for anything in the fucking world. I don't know what you guys got ahead of you, but I don't think it's any good. And I think you better all learn to be John Wick. Everybody out there, you know what? Be your own Baba Yaga and get ready to fucking boogeyman the shit out of anybody who gets in your goddamn way, because they're coming and they won't fucking stop. Even though it's ridiculous, even though it's stupid, even though these motherfuckers shouldn't be telling anybody how to live their goddamn lives, they're going to thump their fucking comic book and come and knock on your door and try to make you behave the way they want you to behave. And I don't see an end in fucking sight. The only end I see is in 23 years when I get to take a fucking dirt nap and I don't have to worry about anybody else telling me what the fuck to do out of their goddamn book. Get busy dying. You guys can get me at Mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. Did you know that? You do now. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow me at Instagram and Snapchat. I'm on there. Yes, I am. Are you on there? How about you? Yes, I do. I don't know. There's a rhyme there, right? Isn't that we got spirit? Yes, we do. How about you? That's what it was. What was I talking about? Instagram and Snapchat. I'm on there. I'm Mike40YOB. You can find me there. Mike40YOB on Instagram and Snapchat. That's also my name on the PS4. If you want to add me on the PS4 network and be my friend and pal on there, why not? Why wouldn't you? You love me. So find me in all of those places. Like I said, Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. There's the Westside 86 Jokers, which is the fan club on the Facebook pages, the Facebook world, whatever the fuck. And of course, Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Why am I repeating myself? Again, ancient. Just stop being fucking ancient, dude. So Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy, Instagram and Snapchat. I'm there. Find me. I'm great. Remember that Ryan Dirks does all of the web stuff for this show. He's the coolest. He went ahead and fixed my Amazon link, and it made me very happy. I actually owe him an email about some other things, because I always owe him an email about some other things. But you can find him at Facebook.com/Ryan Dirks and tell him that you think he's the best because he does all this cool stuff to help us out. That would be great if you would do that. I would love it. And, our great friend David Hernandez does all of the music and the artwork for this show. You can find him at all sorts of different places. He has a website I can tell you about called artbydmh.com. You can go ahead and check out some stuff there. If you go look there, you will see that he has, examples of corporate work that he's done in the past, things like that. So what you really want to do is become his friend at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. And while you're there, you can go ahead and, again, become his friend, first of all. And then second of all, you'll be able to look at his Art by DMH album. And there he's got caricatures, he's got valscapes, he's got the Gycons, portraits, all these things that he's done for other listeners of the show. And also, if you want to become, like I said, you want to become a fan of the fan club, or a member of the fan club for the show, go to the Westside 86 Jokers page on Facebook. And if you go through there, David has done unbelievable artwork for the Jokers page. You can scroll through the cover photos and see all of the animation, the paintings that he's done. And even on my page, if you check my profile photos, scroll through them. I mean, there's a bunch that are photographs recently, but if you get through, I mean, fuck, just if you go to even my profile picture album, you'll see all of the artwork of the past 11 years. And I mean, it is so fucking good. You got to check it out. It's great. But you want to contact him if you want to hire him for something, which you absolutely do. You can contact him through his Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez, or you can find him via email, david@artbydmh.com. That's david@artbydmh.com if you want to contact him there if you're not a Facebook person. I know some of you are or are not. But like I said, the website exists mainly so you can go look at his experience in advertising, his developmental work. But if you're more concerned with his characters, his caricature stuff, paintings he can do for you, paintings he's already done for listeners, then you definitely want to find him at facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. And also, he has a page. Like I said, I've got the Westside 86 Jokers page. Well, he's got the This Is Dumb, That's Dumb, I'm Dumb, You're Dumb group. And he is constantly creating things for that. He has characters and content involved. I will tell you should become a member of that page. However, you will have to answer 3 questions to get in. Now, are they hard questions? Are they easy questions? I don't know. I got grandfathered in because I'm the fucking talent. But you will have to answer questions because you're one of the great unwashed. But I'm sure he wants people to join. So go ahead and try to answer those questions at the This Is Dumb, That's Dumb, I'm Dumb, You're Dumb page on Facebook. And when you're in there, you can check out all of he's created characters for his new religion. He's got all sorts of content, and just he's just funny and talented and a renaissance man, as I've labeled him many other times. But he's so good at what he does. He's the best in the world. I'm going to tell you that he's the best in the world at what he does. He cannot be touched by anybody. Picasso, fuck that guy. Michelangelo, get fucking bombed, man. You motherfuckers can't handle it. You think Don McLean is singing Starry, Starry Night about Vincent if he sees David's work? Fuck no, man. You know, David was too young. He wasn't creating artwork back then. If McLean would have seen it then, because right now, if McLean saw it, he'd be like, Mexy, Mexy, Mex. That's what he would sing. He would sing that song, or Starry Special Mex, whatever the fuck. He would, look, I don't want to presume to tell Don McLean what to write in a song about my friend David. However, I think he would do something just like that. Dave, art by DMH. Ooh, that works. Instead of Starry, Starry Night, art by DMH. There you go. Look at you, McLean. I'm giving you the goddamn starter's pistol. Go ahead and punch it and fucking sprint from the starting line and sing a song about my boy. So if you want to hire him, like I said, you can get him through Facebook, facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez, or you can write him at email. That's david@artbydmh.com. That's david@artbydmh.com, or get him on Facebook, which is absolutely the most important place and probably the place you should always go look to find him. That's facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez, facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind green eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be faded, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance that's never free. No one knows what it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back this hard on their anger. None of my pain and woe can show through. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance that's never free. When my fist clenches, crack it open before I use it and lose my cool. When I smile, tell me some bad news before I laugh and act like a fool. And if I'm spouting anything evil, take my hand into your own. And if I stammer, please give me the answer. Don't you leave me out here alone. What it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind green eyes.
I know you're wondering, are there sponsors for this show? You're goddamn right there are sponsors for this show. Sponsors seems plural. Fuck it, there are sponsors for this show. You know who sponsored the show this week? First of all, of course, our great friend Fearful Jesuit, who runs the podcast The Paranoid Strain, which you can find in the iTunes store right now. Subscribe to it so it can download and get all of the past episodes, which are fucking brilliant. Right now in the iTunes store, go ahead and also leave a review if you would. Please listen to all the old episodes and talk about how much you fucking love the show, and make sure you mention us, because I want our friend Fearful to know that we are goddamn hitters, for fuck's sake. Again, the show's there right now. The latest episode that's up, I know it's coming because I had some text conversation today with Fearful, so I know it's on the way. The JFK episode is getting prepped, almost ready for your naked steaming ears. But right now the assassination episode is still in there, and this is interesting. I saw John Wick tonight, and there's actually a scene, I don't want to say between who or whatever, but they actually start talking about the origins of the word assassin. And I felt, after having listened to our good friend Fearful Jesuit and the Paranoid Strain this month and their show about assassinations, I felt a little more on the inside of this discussion. I felt as they started to talk about it, they were talking directly to me, because I had been educated by our friend Fearful Jesuit and the monks up there in the fucking bay as they went ahead and put their show together about assassins with our good friend Dana. Is it Dana? I don't want to fuck her name up. Regardless, the point is, if you want to know her name, go ahead and contact our friend Fearful Jesuit via email, theparanoidstrain@gmail.com. That's theparanoidstrain@gmail.com. Write him a note. Tell him you love the show. Tell him you heard it because of me. Tell him you love me. Tell him you love him. Tell him he should love me. Tell him I love him. All of these things about love. Go ahead and make sure you include those in those fucking exchanges with the guy you've never met. That's not fucking weird and creepy. But do that, please. And then listen to the show, as I've mentioned. Well, not and then listen to the show. Listen to the show and then contact him via email. Listen to the show and then leave a review in the iTunes store, because you got to know what you're talking about, man. You got to listen to this fucking brilliant show. As I've said many times before, I am fascinated by people who can do things that I cannot. And do I think I could do a show like Fearful Jesuits? I think I could. Do I think it would be as good? Absolutely not, because I don't have the discipline that man has to go ahead and sit down and take care of every line meticulously, to find clips, to put it all together. I just, my brain doesn't work that way unless I get some pills or something, or I fucking hit my head like an old TV to get a picture in it or something. I mean, I just don't know if I could do it. But I can tell you this, I don't have to fucking do it, because he's doing better than anybody, for fuck's sake. That's Fearful Jesuit and the Paranoid Strain, available now in the iTunes store. Go ahead and download it and then leave a review. Send him a note. theparanoidstrain@gmail.com. Tell them how much you love it. Again, it's the assassination episode. There's all sorts of past episodes for you to download and listen to, and but you got to listen to this assassination episode because it preps you for the JFK episode, which is on deck. And I'm excited to I'm going to get a sneak preview of it. That's right, motherfuckers. You think you wish you were me. You wish you were me, goddammit. Because I'm getting a sneak preview of the JFK fucking Paranoid Strain. How about that? Maybe, you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe I have a listening party. Maybe everybody, if you're in town, come over to my house and you can sneak preview it with me. I haven't even cleared that with Fearful. I'm going to do that right now. If you're in Southern California, when I get this episode, if you want to come over and have a listening party with me, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll get some fried chicken. That seems like an unhealthy choice. Let's get some kale. Let's do that. Let's get some quinoa. Let's get some leeks. Let's cook. You know what? Come on over to my house. Am I desperate for friends? Perhaps I am. How fucking weak is this? Hey, come be my friend, please. I'm so desperate, I'll let you listen to my sponsor's podcast early. Regardless, the point is, subscribe to it. You'll get it soon. I'm getting it before you, though, because I'm the fucking best. And then we're all going to love it together. It's going to be fantastic. And I also want to throw a special shout out and thank you to our good friends in Canada, Secret Asian Ken and our friend Tresha, who have stepped up and helped the show in numerous ways and always been there for me and always been kind and always been generous and always been loving and terrific. They support on Twitch. They support me all the time, and it makes me very happy. And I'm proud to say that they are my friends. I'm proud to say they listen to the show and that they enjoy it and they like what I do. That's all that matters. If you guys like what I do, that makes me very, very happy. And that goes for all of you out there who listen. But I wanted to give a special shout out to Tresha and Secret Asian Ken for stepping up and really helping me out in the show and showing kindness and showing support, because I can get in my own brain and tell myself, whatever the fuck. But I'll tell you what, I might have been in my own brain, but this fucking show is genius. I'm just I don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm a day late, but I am absolutely no fucking dollar short because this show was fucking funny and I let my hands go and I'm very happy about it. And yes, this is me jerking myself off in front of you and I apologize for that. I hate to Louis C.K. you motherfuckers. But I guess I kind of asked permission. You've let me into your home. I'm like a vampire. You let me into the house, I can bite the fuck out of you. So if you let me in, I'll jerk off. That's just how it works. I'm a vampire, but I won't bite you. I'll jerk off. So now, instead of draining fluid out of you, I might leave some extra in your goddamn house. But that's it. That's how it works. So if you want to you invite me in, this is what's going to fucking happen, baby. You know I was a jerking off scorpion. So thank you, Tresha and Secret Asian Ken. I appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys in August, as I am looking forward to seeing all of you in Canada in August. Did I mention I'll be in Canada in August? Well, I will. I'll tell you this right now. I just got a note from Southwest, and they've changed my flight, which sucks, but because of the flight being changed, they've sent me an offer that says I can, one time only, I can change my flight to a different time. So I'm looking forward to, I might even get there earlier for you guys. I might get there earlier in the day. Who knows? I got to contact my buddy Ken, my buddy John, find out who the fuck is getting me in Buffalo and see if they want me there earlier in the day or later in the evening, whatever the fuck. If I want to come a day early or 2 days later or whatever the fuck, I'll talk to them. Because again, I bought the tickets before and just kind of said, here's the trip. And then they're planning stuff around me. But now I can actually show up whenever the fuck because I've got this deal from Southwest. Who knows, man? But the point is I'll be in Canada, in Toronto for a couple of weeks. And I just found out my friend Ellen, the beautiful Ellen from Colorado may be coming. And that would be fantastic. I don't know if she'd be coming with her boyfriend. He might be coming as well, but it just might be Ellen who's coming to Toronto. I don't know. She just got back from the Seychelles or the Caymans or whatever the fuck. She was in some fancy joint. And I've talked about Ellen on here. I got to meet her and hang out with her here in my apartment and go have lunch with her. That was pretty fun. She's just a really nice person. She actually came to town for Podfest a few years ago and then she couldn't stay. But I tell you right now, she's fantastic if she can make it to Canada. And by the way, am I saying this now because I owe her a text to answer that she said that? Maybe, perhaps. But I will send her a text. I owe everybody a goddamn text. I owe phone calls. I told you guys there was that schmittycallme@gmail.com. If you wanted me to call you, go ahead and leave me a number. So I have a few of you who've stepped up. Some of you have actually called. You already know that. But other people who are on the list are going to get called eventually, and that will happen. And I will do that for you, with me and us. And we'll have a conversation the old-fashioned way. Like fucking Alexander Graham Bell and Watson, I need you, or the fuck. Ahoy, hoy. So that exists. So anyway, the point is I'll be in Canada for 2 weeks in August. It's going to be swelteringly hot. We're going to have a potluck thing where we all cook. I'm going to do a live podcast record. I think we're going to see Iron Maiden. We might go skydiving. We might just fucking hang out in the yard and laugh. I cannot wait to see my Canadian friends, Tanya and Mike. Like I said, John, our buddy Steven, Brogy. He's going to win. He's trying to defend his axe throwing title against John. We're going to go with Kendra to some panic rooms. I mean, I'm so on board with Scott and Michelle and everybody I can see. Anybody who's in Canada, our buddy Robert Chaz Shoot, if he's not dead, this guy's had pneumonia for like 2 months. What the fuck, man? You know what? At that point, just have him take your lungs out and put new ones in, or actually take your lungs out and just like fill them with water and just fucking rinse them out like a goddamn pitcher that you had tea in for too long. I'm sure they're going to be tinged a little brown from the pneumonia, but I'll put them back in. You can breathe at least. Fuck, Robert, recover, buddy. I'm coming to Canada. I can't have you laid up. So there you go. I'll be in Canada in August. It'll be fantastic. So there you go, baby. So I'm looking forward to seeing all those people and having a good time. I hope you're there to join us. Hey, do you know about Cameo? I just talked about Schmitty at Gmail. Schmitty, call me Schmitty, whatever the fuck, at gmail.com. But Cameo exists if you want me to call you and pay me. even though I just gave you a free number. What a dope. Cameo exists. It's an app you can download to your phone. And like I mentioned, Caitlyn Jenner's on there. Maybe you want to call her and get her on board. But I will tell you this, Cameo exists. All these fucking famous people are on it now. My fucking, like Richard Blaze from Top Chef, all these Top Chef dudes, all these fucking guys there. Richard Blaze is like, and he's promoting the shit out of me. He's like, I'll talk you through a recipe. I mean, I'm like, oh, I can't compete with that. I mean, I can talk you through a recipe, but maybe I'll be fucked up. Who knows? Regardless, I'm on Cameo. You want me to call you and you want to pay for the privilege? Go ahead and do that. Otherwise, write me at that dumb email address I gave you earlier, and I'll call you for free because I'm retarded. Hi. Not supposed to use that word. Yes, I know earlier. Please refer to the earlier part of the podcast where I said I'm an old man lost in the nether woods and I don't remember how to be fucking woke. Ugh. All right. Hey, guess what? We've got a YouTube channel. Go check that out. You can subscribe to it. That would be great. Again, like I said, it makes YouTube think that I'm a hitter. It's got 11 years of podcasts on there. Well, 10 and a half years, and we're behind by a couple of months. But I'll tell you this, I'm going to change. I'm going to start posting those soon because our good friend KC has stepped up to try to help me learn. He's going to learn me on how to do stuff like that. That's our buddy KC Bills. Let's talk about KC for just a second. He sent me a note, and he's like, hey, I sent something to your P.O. box. So I went to the P.O. box. And lo and behold, I found a package from our friend KC. I ripped it open when I got home. Holy fuck, dudes. A lot of you guys have been cool ass and gotten me like a Joker figurine or you got me Batman stuff or all sorts of cool stuff. Well, he fell right in line, baby. He got me a statue of fucking Batman and Harley Quinn. And Batman is all tied up in gift wrap and Harley Quinn is sitting on his back and just looking hot as ever. And he even included in the note, he's like, this is from the animated series. I don't know if you ever watched it, but Harley is Harley. I'm like, you're fucking A right, Harley is Harley. It was so much so I had to go back to senior year of high school. You're fucking A right, Harley's Harley. So it's still in the box, but I'm going to put it, once I put it in the hallowed spot on the dresser of fame with all of the other figures and everything else that everybody has sent me, I'll take a photo and I'll put that up on the Joker page because it is a beautiful piece of art. I'm so thrilled that KC and his wife Andrea thought of me and they sent it to me, and I thank you both very, very much. Andrea, feel better. I know you got a toothache this week, got one pulled or whatever the fuck. But hopefully you're feeling better and you're feeling better soon. That would be great. So thank you for that. And so like I said, Cameo exists. I don't know why I fucking brought that up with KC, but because I mentioned the YouTube channel. That's why. That's what I was talking about. So go to YouTube and watch old clips and whatever the fuck, and there'll be live streams on there eventually once I get back to doing that again someday. Right? Right, of course. Who wants to drive for Uber and Lyft? Is it you? If it is, then you don't live in California. Because if you lived in California, you'd know they slashed the fucking rates, and they've come up with this new system called Uber Gold and Uber Platinum and Uber Diamond, and oh man, have they found a way to bone drivers. I talked about getting pegged in the middle of the apocalypse, so I'm getting pegged by the fucking Uber company, baby. But if you want to do it, I don't blame you. Maybe you like that sort of thing. Maybe you want somebody to climb inside your ass. Well, then if you're going to be a Lyft driver, use my code. Why not? I get a spiff. Use the code, and it's all capital letters, Mike 720057. That's MIKE 720057. That's the code to use if you want to drive for Lyft. That's the code to use if you're a first-time Lyft rider, because then I get a couple of bucks off that as well. Thank you for thinking of me. Mike 720057. If you're going to do Uber, this is for driving and also for first-time passengers. Use the code DJZW1YTTUE. That's all lowercase. DJZW, the number 1, YTTUE. So use those if you're a first-time rider. Use those if you want to become a driver. And then after I think your first 100, I get $700 or something, man. Think of me. Think of the children. Won't somebody think of the children? DJZW1YTTUE for Uber. Mike 720057 for Lyft. MIKE 720057 for Lyft and Uber first-time riders. People who want to be drivers, use my code. Make me happy. Make me whole. Patreon exists if you want to just go ahead and give money the old-fashioned way. I mean, you can donate through the website as well. In the upper left-hand corner, there's a little donate guy, a little schmitty with his pocket out. Click on that if you just want to send old-fashioned money. But if you want to become a monthly Patreon subscriber, you can do that as well. Go to the Patreon page. Subscribe at whatever level you'll feel comfortable with. I know there's a lot of things on the side that tell you what you're going to get with those levels, and eventually you will, or I'll do something like that, or I'll renovate it in a way where I'll figure out a way to make it work for everybody. The T-shirts are right now a pipe dream and all that stuff, but everything else, you know, I can handle. I can do private podcasts, whatever the fuck. And just the point is, Patreon exists. You've all been very kind to support me on there and not hold my feet to the fire regarding the prizes and shit like that. And you should, quite frankly. If somebody wrote to Patreon and complained about me, I'd be fucked. And I totally get that. And you're very nice not to do that. So I will do my best to move forward and do the best I can. But please, if you want to become a Patreon patron, go ahead and do so, please. It's right there. And while you're on the web, why not go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page? That's the merchandise page. Go to the Joe Business page. And we've got stuff for sale there, but mainly it's for the Amazon link lives. You can go ahead and click on that and click through to the Amazon store and start doing all your shopping. And we get credit. It works perfectly. We get money, they get money, you get stuff, whatever the fuck you buy. Whether it's high velocity Benoit balls or flip-flops or weed killer, up draft, whatever the fuck you want to buy, any DVDs, any comic books, you want to buy some complicated computer equipment, anything else that begins with C, you can do that. Just go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, go to the merchandise page, which you know is the Joe Business page, and there's an Amazon link there in the upper right-hand side. You can click on that, and all of a sudden, hey, you're shopping, and we're getting credit for it. You're getting your stuff. We're getting, we get money, they get money, you get stuff. It's a perfect symbiotic relationship. Make it work for us, for you, for them, for all of us together. We're all a family. Me and you under the Bezos umbrella. Look at us just having a picnic lunch as Bezos stares at us and wonders if we're going to send pictures of his dick to anybody. And we're like, dude, we don't have any pictures of your dick. But he's paranoid. He thinks everybody in the world has pictures of his cock now because the fucking brother of the old fucking wife. Dude, or ex-girlfriend or whatever the fuck. Dude, or still girlfriend. I think he's still railing that chick. Would you still rail a chick if she was sending photos of your dick? Or, or her brother got a hold of photos of your cock off her phone and then he shared them with everybody? The Inquirer? What the fuck? And it's that thing where, again, I think I've talked about this before. It's all about shame. And it's so stupid. Bezos is the richest guy in the fucking world. If people look at his cock, he could just be like, so fucking what? I have $8 billion in my glove compartment right fucking now. I can wave my dick in your face and then give you $1 billion to shut the fuck up about it. Who cares? But we're all creatures, man. There's a reason we wear pants. It's like Robert Kraft, that guy who owns the fucking Patriots. Disgusting, horrible. But he's winning all these lawsuits because he's like, I don't want anybody to see this video. And it's all about fucking shame and embarrassment. But like, dude, if you're going to go in and fucking pony up some dough and get jerked off by some poor Asian chick who's cooking noodles on a stoop, then you know what? Let everybody see the goddamn video. And what the fuck do you care? You're a billionaire. You could buy a half-hour block of time and jerk off on TV and get away with it. Nobody fucking cares. But everybody's got shame for some reason. And I have shame too. Don't kid yourself. I certainly have shame. And I don't want anybody to see me getting jerked off by Asian girls who cook noodles on a stoop. Even though it's happened. But I told the story where the girl fell off me. I mean, imagine there was video of that. If there was video of the, what you want. Imagine there was video of that. How terrible would that be? But then I told the whole story to you anyway. So you'd be like, yeah, all right. We don't really need to see the video because we heard the fucking story. It's exactly what he said happened. Kirby tried to give him a hand job and fell off of him. And then she was going to give him head. All right. I may be out of order there. Anyway, the point is, folks, as I've mentioned, Amazon exists. So let's all be friends. Use the Amazon link that's over at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. No, it's not. It's at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Forget the Mike at. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and that's just great. That's the way it is. And I got to get back in the car. Do you know what? Fuck that. Buy a ton of stuff from Uber so I don't have to get back in the car. Because they're cutting the rates, and I got this thing about diamond and gold and bullshit. And then also they've done this thing now. I will tell you this. This kind of freaked me the fuck out. We had a strike here, and it was like a nationwide deal. And now their IPO fucking took it in the ass. And even the verbally, I'm going to read it to you just because I was so shocked when I saw the verbiage that this was actually in the IPO. This message is in their IPO. In particular, as we aim to reduce driver incentives to improve our financial performance, we expect driver dissatisfaction will generally increase. Uber has that verbiage in their IPO. They basically told everybody, yeah, we're going to fuck all the drivers, but please buy our stock. And now their stock took it in the face. Like it opened at like 45 or 49 and now it's at 41. It's the least successful IPO in American history. It's like they just got fucking buried. And it's just going to get worse from there because they're just burning fucking money. But now when they cut the rates and cut the fucking rates and cut the rates, they're cutting the thing they're paying drivers. They're not cutting the rates they're charging everybody. They're cutting the incentives for fucking drivers. It's a mess, dude. And now they got bad publicity for this. And I personally don't think they should. I don't know if you saw this. They have a button now if you're Uber Black, and you can talk about what you want for temperature in the car. But even crazier, this is the thing that people are pissed about. You can request a silent ride, so you can request that the driver doesn't talk to you. And a lot of people are upset. They're like, oh, look at this, man! Another way to treat drivers like impersonal robots and treat them like cattle. And oh, you got to tell them to shut up. It's so terrible. And, I'm a driver. Hey, man, I don't want to fucking talk to you either. I mean, I don't know who these people are. Because, again, I keep hearing these stories about these gregarious drivers who tell you a story about how they were a fucking brain surgeon in Botswana, but then they had to come here and they're trying to carve out a living in their fucking Toyota Corolla and whatever the fuck they got to do. But then they're Uber Black or Uber X. They're making as much money as they possibly can. And they tell you a fucking sob story. I told you, I get in a fucking Uber, I put my earbuds in. I don't want to talk to anybody. And conversely, when I'm in the fucking front seat and I'm driving you, I will give you the speech about the heat and the fucking radio and whatever the fuck. But if you want to talk, I'll talk. I got no problem with that. But don't think that I'm a fucking chatterbox who just can't wait to learn about your fucking day at the salt mines. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about your job. All I care about is whatever tip you're going to leave me and whatever fucking money you're paying for the fares. And I also want you to stay out of my fucking ear when I'm trying to get you to the goddamn place, because I got a robot who lives on my phone and knows exactly where the fuck you live.
Fuck you, Schmitty. You don't come to a throne if you're not gonna suck a dick.